Heroes, villains, a tale as old as time, and the never-ending battle to protect truth and justice from those who thrive on chaos and bloodshed. Come with us as we peel back the mask on your beloved Crusaders of Light and dive deep into the dark and twisted abyss of your most feared and hated harbingers of doom. Follow your host, Power Maximus, and everyone's favorite demigod, Lord Triage, as they take a trip down the rabbit hole that is everything super. So, are you a hero or a villain? Either way, find that super suit and suit up for the Super Breakdown.
What's up? What's up? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? All level 7s. We are back with another episode of the Super Breakdown. You already know what it is, guys. I'm your host, Power Maximus, and I'm here with the one, the only, Lord Triage. My brother had to step away real quick. He'll be right back. Okay, so a lot has happened this week, and we're going to dive into it a little bit today. Nothing too crazy. It's been a really long week. Oh man. All right. Triage, you're with us, brother man.
I am.
Sounded a little sickly there, brother.
I was drinking, went down the wrong way.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh man. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. You already know what it is. The Super Breakdown. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have a good time tonight, man. Oh man. Sip my tequila real quick. You know what I do. All right. So first off, we want to apologize for starting a little bit late tonight. Some technical difficulties, but we got it back on track and we are ready to go. Before we start off, I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, Dubby. It is a crashless, jitterless energy drink. No additives, no dyes, no fillers. Just straight neurofactor, caffeine, and a bunch of great vitamins for you. I tried it myself personally, and I stand by it. I think it's awesome. It's great. Had me pretty focused. It's not a body energy drink. It's more of a mind to help you focus throughout the day. It's great. If you guys are interested and want to give it a try, check it out. www.w.gg. They have some really awesome stuff. They got a whole bunch of merch. I'm gonna throw the website up right below this, so you guys take a look at it. We do have a promo code with them if you guys want 10% off your next order at checkout. Put in hashtag TSB 2023. Again, that is hashtag TSB 2023, and you get 10% off your next order there. They are a little sold out on a lot of the product. They've been getting hit hard, but they have pre-orders open. So check out the website, see what you want. Once you put in your pre-order, and once they get restocked, they will send them right out to you. I right now am waiting on my order of the beach and punch. No, my bad, the beach and peach. It's really, really good, really good. I got two tubs of that coming right now, so I look forward to this. So aside from that, here we are. So the issue of the week, as we normally do, we start off with that issue of the week. The issue of the week is going to be of Storm's origin. So that's going to be Giant Sized X-Men issue number 1 from 1975 when they first introduced Storm, Thunderbird, Cyclops, and it's the first episode, the first issue in which Wolverine joins the X-Men. They join up together in order to save the original team of X-Men. For those you don't know, that's going to be Cyclops, Jean Grey, Beast, Angel, and as well. It's also the first appearance of Nightcrawler. So this origin was pretty good. Unfortunately, it's also leading up to the death of Thunderbird. John Proudstar, and then his brother James Proudstar picks up the mantle for that. So if you guys are interested, definitely pick that up at your nearest comic book store, or you can just go on to Marvel.com. You could also purchase the digital order for like $1.99 or something. It's like $2 to get the digital order. I personally think it's a really awesome, really damn awesome issue there, because we get to see the second or the third iteration of the X-Men team going back to have to rescue the first team. So it's really fun. It's really great. Now on the other hand of that, so you got any issues you want to throw out for them to take a look at and read to catch up on?
No issues actually as of late, but I would like to go over a few episodes I would like to have tie in.
Oh, absolutely. What's up? What we got?
So with us going over Storm, I thought it'd be interesting to talk about some of the episodes in the cartoons and in media that she played a big part in.
Oh, let's go. I'm down with that. And now this is going through both the original X-Men and X-Men Evolution, right?
And Wolverine the X-Men.
Oh yeah. Almost forgot about that. All right. So what we got? What we got, man?
So I'm going to start with the Wolverine in the X-Men episode. Now, I sat through that series and I was a big fan of it. I know some people didn't care for it, but I thought it was done well considering what they were trying to do with it.
Yeah, Wolverine as the leader of the X-Men, a little off, but a little off brand for me. But I personally liked it. I thought it was really good. I love the animation, and the storyline was pretty interesting to me in general.
Right, so it was one of those things where I'll give it as the take that they were trying to do. So for a little background on that series as a whole, it was supposed to be that the X-Men had just been disbanded because of an attack that had left Jean Grey gone and Charles Xavier missing. So they were the X-Men was called the incident caused the X-Men to disband. Now, as the X-Men went on their separate ways, many of them were trying to find their own path. And one of the characters who was having a bit of a hardship was Storm, the Wind Rider, as we Level 7s call her. So
Laura Monroe.
Yes. In episode 4 called Overflow, Storm winds up going back to her native home in Africa. And that was also one of the things I always thought that was really cool about the character, is the fact that she actually is African, as in like African after from the motherland. I'm talking about grew up on the streets of Cairo, for anyone who didn't know.
And yes, Egypt is in Africa.
The smack dab in the middle. So while back in Africa, Storm is praised and worshipped as almost like a goddess amongst her people for her ability to control the weather and control the harvest and stuff like that. And the thing I thought that was really cool was this ties back into her origin with this episode where you see this figure moving amongst people who is basically like traveling from like person to person, like a parasite, trying to get to Storm. And this character is revealed to be the Shadow King. Now, when Storm was a young girl, she worked as a thief, and she was stealing. She used to steal from tourists, and who does she wind up picking the pocket of? But Charles Xavier.
That makes sense, because if I remember, at that point, that's when Charles was really traveling the world after using Cerebro to pretty much attain these, and help these mutants that honestly that had like incredible abilities. We've seen him traveling the world studying the mutant genome and stuff like that. Throughout honestly a lot of these storylines was just the same way he came across Jean Grey, same way he came across Scott Summers. So I really like that aspect of having this guy. That he's not just that head leader. No, he's actually out there in the trenches, searching for people. So I always like that aspect that they really kept true to that part.
Right. And while she picks his pocket, Xavier winds up meeting her, befriending her, and realizing that she was different, she was special, she was gifted, and that what's her ability and what it was, she was basically just scratching the surface of the potential, and she had no idea how powerful she could become. And when he found out she was being manipulated, he stepped in to protect her. Now, the Shadow King himself actually is a powerful telepath. So
I see where this is going.
Yes, so Xavier steps in to fight the Shadow King on Storm's behalf to free her from his control. And in the process of doing this, these two have a fight on the astral plane that lasts several days, and that results in the Shadow King's body being destroyed. So he bounces from being to being as like a parasite after this.
Interesting.
But this fight also resulted in like the house that they were in being mostly destroyed, and Storm wound up trapped under the debris for 2 whole days and 2 whole nights. That's one of the reasons why Storm is claustrophobic.
And I see. I remember seeing that, and they really played on that in X-Men Evolution. I remember there was an episode where she like freaked out, and they had to like calm her down because she started like destroying shit because of her claustrophobia. Like it was serious. It's not just, oh, I don't like confined spaces. It's like, no, I'm getting the fuck out of here. Get out and move.
Yes, we saw it on you saw it real strong on 2 different occasions. The one episode where they but they recruited a young mutant into their ranks, and her ability was to make you see your worst fear.
Oh yeah, yep.
I want to say it was Danielle Moon. Danielle Moonstar, excuse me. So yeah, so like the X-Men were all sleeping, and next thing you know, Charles Xavier wakes up to seeing a Sentinel come through the window. Wolverine's back in the Weapon X facility. Storm's in this tight confined little room that's shrinking.
Danielle Moonstar, wasn't she New Mutants?
Yes.
She the the Native American chick that she's what really started the whole problem in the New Mutants movie. It's not the best movie, guys, but it's a movie, and honestly, I thought it had a lot of potential. Yes. All right, cool. All right, I remember now. Yes. She creates this giant fear bear in the movie that's like fucking tormenting everyone. Everyone sees their worst nightmares. Okay. But yeah, so and then when was the second time?
The other time was when Storm had to deal with the Hungan. So that was in, I can't remember the name of the episode, but it was supposed to be excuse me, it was supposed to be that Storm in her youth had embarrassed a tribal leader and had replaced him because of her abilities. So he seeked to steal her power and use her as like a weapon. So while she's training her nephew Spike, who was a character who was created solely for that show, actually. But I actually like the character Spike, and we'll touch on him at a later point in time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree.
As she's training Spike, in the danger room, all of a sudden she gets trapped in like this room that confines her in a tight space. So he's trying to pierce the room to get her out because she starts to panic. Lo and behold, she goes full Wind Rider and basically destroys the box. And she like freaks out and was like, "I need just leave." And he's like, well, "It's not my fault. I didn't activate that thing." And then she says to herself, "Wait, neither did I. So what just happened?"
Oh my god, Storm is a dope ass character. Just like I feel like she's aside from Xavier, and this is the thing that threw me out. That really like this is really the only thing that threw me off about Wolverine and the X-Men. It's the fact that throughout the X-Men history of when Storm comes into the X-Men, we're always shown that she's kind of like, yes, Scott's the leader of the actual group, but I always felt like she was the one that was the second. Like even before Jean, like they always painted her as like she was the one that to take the lead when if Scott was out or Scott was down.
Oh no, that's a definite fact. If they do that in an episode of the '90s original cartoon, I can't remember what episode it is, but that definitely is a fact.
That's what threw me off about X-Men and Wolverine. The fact that they had Wolverine take the lead instead of Storm. I don't know. I feel like a Storm in the X-Men would have been more accurate and honestly would have felt better. But I get it. I understand what they were going for, having the the reluctant team player be thrust into the lead role and have to now essentially like suck it up, deal with it, and like be the leader. But I felt like the story would have been a little bit better if you had Storm going through her grief of everything of losing Charles and the whole situation, all that. Have her deal with those because they had Scott dealing with his emotional stuff of losing Jean.
Yeah.
So I most definitely would have rather seen Storm go through those emotional trials as also trying to be a leader and get everyone else through their emotional trials as well, and have Wolverine be the one on the outside, not one to join. Because I remember correctly, it was Scott. Scott was the one who was like, "I'm not coming back."
Yeah, like he damn near had to kick in the door and drag him out of a bottle of whiskey to get him to come back.
Yeah. So I would have rather Wolverine be the one like, nah, Charles is gone. I can't, well, because Wolverine had a real strong connection with Charles. It was a love-hate relationship, but more so on the love end of it. And I don't know. I feel like that would have just felt more authentic and more genuine.
Right. Well, here's something else I find that's really interesting, and because this is one of the things that we never actually like talked about.
Mm-hmm.
If you go back and look at certain episodes of the cartoon and read certain issues of the comics, Xavier and Storm's relationship to me was always borderline sexual.
Okay, yeah, it really was, and like, it really doesn't get talked about a lot because she was very loving and very caring to him. She was almost like a care, like in a sense, she was most definitely like a caretaker for him sometimes when he was really going through it. She was the one that was there by his side, trying to helping him when Charles would have those moments of reluctance, when he had those moments of hesitation, those moments of doubts. She was the one that was in his ear, talking about it's all right, we'll figure it out. You got to come to terms with this, got to come to terms with that, so on and so forth. So I definitely saw that he had this really strong. It came off as a real strong love for her. Like, I mean, we all know Charles couldn't when he wasn't finna do nothing. He can't do nothing when he's down. So
Well,
I
here's
don't
the
know.
thing. Here's the thing. He is a telepath, so technically, all he has to do is stimulate the pleasure center of her mind.
Yeah, but what about him? I'm just saying, bro. There's one thing of messing with the pleasure centers of the mind. I kind of feel that that's a cop out, bro. I don't know. You better use your brain to make them legs move, and at least make them hips move or something, brother.
Well, that's why the Wind Rider chose the African King. He Bombay.
Bombay. Oh my God. No.
What happened?
So I have a question for you.
Oh God, where's this about to go? Go ahead. Go ahead.
They gotta put this as an explicit episode. Oh my God. If you're under 18, turn it off. Turn it off. Don't listen. Mute the stream. So I got a question. So you've heard of a Mandingo party, of course.
Obviously.
So what's it called in Wakanda?
Oh my fucking God.
Would it be a Black Panther party?
Oh my God. Oh my fucking God. No, I would say it's called a Bashinga Bash. Let's go with that.
A Bast Bash. Oh, a Bast banging. Oh my God. Oh, I'm going to hell. It's okay though. I'm going to hell, but it's okay.
In a kerosene shirt wearing a propane hat.
With draws doused in gasoline. Oh man, I'm sorry. I had to. That's just funny. That's fucking funny. I had to.
Yeah. So before this godless heathen takes us down the rabbit hole too far.
Yeah, take it away. Take the reins. Take it away. Triage, take the wheel.
One of the things I've always liked about Storm, and one of the things I always thought that she didn't get enough credit for, is the fact that when I think of the black female character or the black character period, who was like one of the leading forces in comics for me at a young age, she was definitely it.
Absolutely, I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Throughout like all her iterations from and I love the fact that she doesn't just have one look. Of course, she has her iconic, full white skin tight suit, but then the other iterations of her, and you see just a different style. The long, big, bushy hair, and then you have her retro look where she has the long white mohawk, and it's like more like punk rock style and stuff like that. I feel like that they throughout the years they made her so diverse. You get to see her as as both covered, yet she still had that she still had like a bit of sex appeal to her as well. They definitely drew her with a bit of sex appeal, but then of course, like I said, going into that punk rock or her retro phase, they still gave her that sex appeal, but it had more edginess to it as well. And again, at that time, especially, that's not what we were seeing from the black community. We weren't. It wasn't rock. It wasn't punk rock. It was hip hop and stuff like that. But so to incorporate that into one of the most prominent black female characters, I love that so much. I adored that so damn much. And I just felt that it was really, really fun to watch. And then you get to see that the maternal side of her as well when you get into X-Men Evolution. Again, when we're talking about Spike, when she's training and raising her nephew, and teaching him how to control his powers. Like I absolutely love that. And again, with Charles, we see a that strong, loving side, and it wasn't just a loving as in, oh yeah, it wasn't just support. Like, go ahead, you got it, you can do it. She was real. They made the character very real. If something wasn't right, she called people out on it. She was a very straight shooter, but with They wrote her to be a very straight shooter, but with a lot of compassion as well. And I really, really enjoyed and loved the fact that they created her like that. I feel like without Storm, we wouldn't have maybe not any of the strong black female, characters that we have now, whether it be Marvel, DC, or any mainstream comics. Hell, even independent comics. I feel like she was really the one that paved the way, for a lot of these characters, like Misty Knight, a lot, and it's just I loved it. A lot of these characters like
Thunder.
Spectrum, Monica Rambeau, Thunder, Lightning. I just feel like it shit fucking Harriet, yeah. I don't know. I just love all the pro black that they put in with her, and it wasn't stereotypical. It didn't produce any negative, notions or negative connotations, negative stereotypes whatsoever.
Like this woman marries the king of the most powerful country on earth. Like she herself grew up in Cairo in Egypt. Like
Right? And let's not forget Halle Berry's portrayal in X-Men 2 when they really went hard with the X Cure. The whole speech that she gave to Beast
that was
and
three.
gave to Rogue. That was three. That was three. My bad. Thank you. That was three. That was three. Um, yeah, that whole speech that she gave to Rogue, it bro, it was legit. It was legit because it's not in that moment. Even though the context was about the cure, you knew as a black man, as a black person, you knew what she was really saying. There's nothing wrong with us. We are perfect the way we are. That conversation and that speech wasn't just for mutants and against the cure. No, it was essentially saying to us, I'm black and I'm proud.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm mutant and I'm proud. Mutant pride, black pride. And especially the way Stanley and Jack Kirby wrote it, it goes hand in hand. We've talked about this on multiple episodes already in the past. It goes hand in hand. When you see an X-Men, when you hear them say mutant pride, it is literally the same thing as in saying black pride.
So they might as well hold up a black power fist.
Mm-hmm. In this sense, it just happens to be a black. It just has to be a black power fist with three claws in it. It just so happens to be.
Right.
And I feel like a lot of people forget that.
They might have said salami, eggs, and bacon, but what we really heard was assalamu alaikum.
mm. Shit, this made me spit take. Fuck. There goes my tequila. Fuck. Absolutely, man. And so within that, speaking about Storm and everything, let's switch gears to really like, we can't even switch gears because we already kind of broke her down. We kind of skipped a whole step. We already broke her down and like her origins and everything.
Well, I got a question then.
Yeah.
So the question I want to ask is because I'm gonna be that guy just because. Now,
Okay.
I have my feelings on Wakanda Forever.
Mm-hmm.
We all agree the first Black Panther is a cult classic, and probably will go down as one of the great, not black movies, but great movies in history. I hope.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For many reasons, but a bit of fan service, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
If we had got T'Challa, played by the great late Chadwick Boseman,
R.I.P. my boy.
in Wakanda Forever,
Mm-hmm.
and a further Wakanda series, if he had, let's say he had broke things off with Lupita Nyong'o's Nakia. If he had got together with Storm, who are you having play Storm?
That's a good question. So, to be honest, I really like Lupita Nyong'o. If I feel like they really should have waited on going with the child storyline, and I would have, even though we see that the iteration of Storm that we get in the comic book, she's more on the lighter skin side. I personally would have, being from Egypt and stuff, I personally would, I wouldn't mind have Lupita play her. I would not have mind that at all. 'Cause I feel like one, she's a fantastic, fantastic actor, as well as just in general. One, of course, being a black woman, a darker skinned black woman as well. Like you see her in that role, and she just embodied being a part of one of the greatest countries in the world. I just feel like she truly, really embodied that. So I wouldn't mind. That would definitely be a pick for me. I honestly would not have mind Halle Berry coming back. Of course, under better writing circumstances. Because again, I feel like everyone is quick, to shit on the actor for their portrayal of the character, but forget that actor is only portraying what's been written for them and how they're being directed. A lot of the improv and like method acting that we're seeing nowadays wasn't really a lot of what was going on back then. You know what I mean? It was like you listen to the director. Director gives you cues. Director tells you this is the character that you are. This is the character that you play, and it was the actor's responsibility to embody the character in which the director gave them. So I'm not. Same thing goes with same thing goes with her as Catwoman. I do not. I cannot shit on Halle Berry for her portrayal of the character. I I honestly have to give her props for bringing to life the character that doing what she could with the character that they gave her, because we can all agree that the Catwoman that she played was not really a cat was not really Selena Kyle at all.
Well, funny thing with that is, it technically neither was Michelle Pfeiffer.
That is also true.
But she had the look, she had the whip, the heels, the sex appeal, so no one batted an eye about it.
Tis true. This is true. Like for me, it was more so like, because if you look at Halle, if you go back to that movie, she wasn't a cat burglar. Because Selena Kyle story, like she was a cat burglar. That's what she was. She was a burglar.
Yes.
Even before she got cat-like abilities, or if she did, because there's iterations where she had mystical powers and had cat abilities. It was like what Isis.
Yes.
She had the abilities of Isis, and there was one where she was just a normal, regular cat burglar that was just really fucking good at her job. As we see in the last Batman movie with Rob Patterson, she was just really fucking good at her job. She was just an expert burglar. As opposed to Halle Berry being granted the abilities of a cat and the powers of Isis. So again, to me, it's truly really about the writers, truly really about the directors, and the way they have to, and the way they choose for that actor to go. It's about what they want for the character, really, and not really more so about what the character should be. Again, like you said, with Michelle Pfeiffer, really wasn't a Catwoman, really wasn't Selena Kyle, but she had the sex appeal. She had the whip, she had the leather, and it just all kind of fit, so nobody really cared too much. Me personally, I know we're getting off a tangent onto Catwoman instead of Storm, but I personally prefer if we're going to go talk about Catwoman, I like the way they wrote. If they had wrote Halle Berry's Catwoman like they wrote, I don't know the actor's name who played her in Gotham.
Oh yes, 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 yes,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. If they had wrote Halle Berry's Catwoman that way, it would be perfect. So I wouldn't mind cat. I wouldn't, and as we've seen, we haven't seen Disney and Kevin Feige, Marvel write a character negatively yet. Aside, as shitty as She-Hulk was, there was certain things in She-Hulk that shouldn't have happened, but the character herself as She-Hulk was very open about her sexuality and very open about herself and her body. And I mean, because she couldn't change back to being human, so she was like, I'm a big green busty sexy woman. And bro, she smashed half the damn Marvel universe, Marvel heroes, from Daredevil to Thing.
Juggernaut too.
Juggernaut too.
There is a
That
universe.
had
There
that
is a
had to be
universe where she sleeps with the Hulk. Shit.
ow, whoa, weird.
Yeah.
Clearly, they
So
weren't related in that universe.
yes, they were.
Oh fuck. Was it Joe Fixit or
Joe
Green
fixed
Hulk?
it. Nah,
I'm sorry.
it was the Old Man Logan story.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
Had a bunch of inbred Hulks running around like the hills have eyes. It was nuts.
Oh god damn. Oh shit. Yeah. Oh god damn. Why did you remind me? Oh my god. Yeah. Yep. Yep.
But
Yep. Yep. I
if I
remember.
had my pick, I say Shorty from American Gods and should have played her.
Who played the Egyptian goddess?
Yes, who was Bill Quist.
Yep. 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 Mm-hmm. Ooh, I could definitely see that. Yep. I like that. I like that. Who else? Who else could I see? I don't know, because I'll be honest, I did not like, well, personally, the actor that played Storm in that god awful X-Men movie Apocalypse. I mean, at the end of the day, I'd watch Apocalypse over Dark Phoenix. Just want to point that out to everyone. I
Uh,
watch Apocalypse over Dark Phoenix any
we
day.
don't talk about Bruno.
Oh man, yeah. Yeah. Dark Phoenix is on the line along the lines of Avatar. Oh, the last Airbender movie, as well as fucking Dragon Ball Evolution. Yeah, it's bad, but like, I'm not a big fan of the actors, but I would love to see her continue and get, as she grows with Storm. Um, but actually no, can't even do that because I'm just thinking about it now. Okay, so we have a new T'Challa. We have Toussaint. Who's gonna be the new T'Challa. We couldn't, yeah, it wouldn't work because one, she's quite, even when we first meet her, she's quite older. And when we meet her, it's like what, the 80s?
Well,
Apocalypse takes place in what, the 80s?
here's the thing. That's one of the things that keeps kind of hurting the story as far because it's like everyone knows like the X-Men's like when people think of the X-Men, people think of like their arch enemy being like someone like Apocalypse or Magneto,
Brotherhood.
the Brotherhood. Like they're the big arch enemies of the X-Men, and Magneto's supposed to be a Holocaust survivor.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like the more time goes by, the more that really kind of doesn't work because how old would he be?
Exactly.
This is why the last time we had this conversation, I said they should have it to the point where Magneto's either retired or he's left or he's died, and have like Polaris run the show like she was his heir and she's on that same militant time.
Yeah, that honestly, yeah, that would That will make sense because even
I mean, they could modernize the X-Men and have like Storm be like the pro black woke college grad who's mad smart. They gotta be like a Riri Williams type, but with that African flair to it.
Yup, I can see that. I can so Riri mixed with Shuri.
I'm thinking more like Jada Pinkett from a different world.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord, don't do that. Don't do that. Because the reason for because in the comic book, her and T'Challa do split. They do leave each other
Mm-hmm.
in the comic books. But if you say it that way, it's gonna be for a whole different reason, sir.
Nigga, will you shut up?
I'm sorry, like we can't. You
Listen,
can't
you're
say
getting
that
off
for
subject
Storm.
again.
You can't. When it comes to Storm, you can't say Jada Pinkett for another world because now she's gonna be having entanglements all over fucking Wakanda.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
She's gonna be having entanglements with Man-Ape, and like come on now.
My
My
yeah.
She's gonna be having Jabari entanglements and shit, bro. We can't have that. We can't have a bunch of T'Challa sitting on the red couch like. Oh my god. No, you can't say that. I feel like that was disrespectful as hell on your end. You do not relate Storm to Jada Pinkett Smith. Please no.
I didn't say Jada Pinkett Smith. I said her character from a different world. See, this is what I'm talking about. Can
True.
you focus, nigga?
True. True. I mean, yeah, I guess. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. I'll give you that. Yeah, I'll give you that. I still don't like Jada Pinkett, but still, I don't know. All right. Yeah, whatever. I'll leave it at that. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that one. As we're talking about this, I'm looking at the three posters that you had gave my way of T'Challa and Storm, and I'm just like, I'm looking at this one poster. It's Storm and T'Challa, and their two kids, son and daughter, right? And like, what bothered me the most is when you said Jada Pinkett, I looked at that one poster and I was like, and all I saw was Willow, and Jaden.
Oh my fuck.
But see, not in a negative way, because if you look at the poster and if you look at their daughter, like the facial vibes that she's giving off is she looks a lot like Willow. With the locks and everything, and then with with her son, he has that with the shaved sides, the froey mohawk, and so it just all kind of like clicked. I was like, oh goddamn, that's that Jaden that Will love that J. Cole was talking about.
Mm-hmm. If only the woodpecker size.
Oh man, but no, honestly, with all that, Storm is an absolute amazing character, and I can't wait to see what they're gonna do with her in the MCU. Like fuck, we're still waiting. We're still waiting on X-Men in general. We still haven't seen. Let me think about it before I say this. Let me think about it. We still haven't seen not one X-Men character thus far within the MCU.
We've seen a few mutants.
Yeah, we've seen quite a few mutants,
but no actual X-Men.
And I'm not counting Scarlet Witch. I'm not counting Scarlet. I'm counting Scarlet. I'm counting Scarlet. And Wanda. I'm counting Wanda as Brotherhood. Even then, the way they portrayed her, the way they have her in the MCU, she's not even a mutant in the MCU.
Well, here's the thing, but hold on, that's up for debate. Because if you watch WandaVision, that's
exactly why I said it. I wanted you to go into it. Go for it.
Okay, so if you watch WandaVision, that whole episode with Agatha Harkness, when Agatha walks her through her past,
Mm-hmm.
and she's talking about the whole thing with Strucker's experiments and how the Mind Stone gave her powers. Wanda's sitting there arguing, like, no, the Mind Stone gave me my abilities. And she's like, are you sure about
Sure
that?
about that?
Like, because, you and your brother claim that you're the only ones who survived Strucker's experiments. And then the whole thing with the missile not going off.
Yeah.
Like,
That really solidified it for me was the missile not going off. When she
like,
was like, you sat there for how many days? And
I think it was 2.
and that Start Tech missile, that Start Tech, which is notoriously known for working,
was a dud.
was a dud. The possibilities of anything from Start Tech, anything that Start Tech touches for it to be a dud, the possibility of that is slim to none.
Now, if it was Hammer Tech, that'd have been Sam Rockwell shit. We wouldn't have batted an eye about it.
Like, oh yeah, nah, it was definitely the Strucker experiment that gave you your powers, because yeah, nah.
I'm gonna bust his bunker with the ex-wife. He's like, nigga, you're gonna what?
I said, excuse me.
He said Hammer Tech. Yeah, it was. But yeah, so like she more or less confirmed it low key. Like did the Mind still give you your abilities, or did it just unlock what was already there?
Mm-hmm.
Because like he said, like even Ultron said it himself, like he thought they survived Strucker's experiments because they had an axe to grind. No, what if the Mind Stone just unlocked their mutant ability? That's it. Because if you know your comic book lore, people's abilities activate
during high pressure and high distress. That's when
exactly.
If we even then, if you don't even have to dive into the comic books. If you watch the first Deadpool movie, that's what they were. That's how he got his powers, from the constant and continuous experiments that they did on him in order to unlock his mutant ability. So I feel like that would be I don't know. I want to see. I want to see where they're gonna go with this mutant thing.
Well, I'm thinking if they start off right, and this is one of the things like where it can't be a popularity thing. It can't be. We're gonna show the most popular X-Men.
Agreed.
In my opinion, we show the original team. Make them like in their early 20s, even if they went as far as making Bobby Drake Iceman like 16 to 18. Like, what if it was one of them scenarios where the original team got recruited, we get introduced to them, and it's like, and if you're someone who knows comic book lore and someone who can write, you can have that team fuck some shit up.
Because that original team, Scott Summers, Jean Grey, Beast without fur, Iceman, who am I missing?
An Angel.
Angel. God, I'm sorry. I'm sorry forgetting about Angel. And right there, each one of those characters has their own individual wild ass story arc.
We already covered Archangel on one of our earlier episodes last year.
Absolutely. And back in season 1, check out our Archangel breakdown on Spotify. Yeah. And then we have, of course, Jean Grey going into the Phoenix Force, also her little Miss Marvel days or whatever. That's a whole nother storyline. Hell, even Scott, if you go back to the what was it? I think it was X-Men Evolution, where Magneto uses the high evolutionary technology, experiments on him. And
yes, him and Havoc.
Yep, him and Havoc, him and his brother Havoc. They boosted the what is it? The mutant enhancement. Yeah, the mutant enhancement machine, and essentially gives him Scott full control and Havoc full control over their powers. He no longer needs the glasses and stuff like that. So there's a whole storyline that they go with that. Let alone the fucking Dark Phoenix storyline with Scott, where when he kills Professor Xavier using the when he gets taken over by the Phoenix Force and just starts fucking murking people.
Yeah. Let's not forget Iceman being an an Omega level mutant.
Yeah, he gets taken over by who? Emma
Emma
Frost.
Frost.
Yep, Emma Frost takes over his body and truly unlocks, Iceman's full potential, and and realizes, oh shit, he's an Omega level mutant. He's Omega level. This man's really a problem,
Right? And that's another thing too. Like they could go through the whole classes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then have someone like have an incident like that where he cuts loose and they go, wait a minute, that was no class 5 shit. That was different. Like this nigga almost froze North America. What just happened?
There's so much and so many different angles that they could go, and again with I personally feel like the first mutant that should be introduced of the X-Men is Storm, because she ties in directly with the current storyline that they have going on in Wakanda. I mean, because we're not seeing Toussaint T'Challa for a while.
Unless we knew like another time skip or some shit. But even then,
we can't even do that time skip because he's so young. He's 5 years old. In order for us to really see him in full form, because he can't even take the throne until he's what, 21, 18?
Yes, yeah. Well, he'd also have to win it. He technically can't just take it. So it's like,
or unless it's handed over by Shuri, which that's also a large possibility that because Shuri doesn't want the crown. She doesn't want the throne. So she will. So when T'Challa comes of age, she will without a doubt hand that throne over to him.
Yeah, but that's if she gets past M'Baku, whoever might show up by then. And let's not forget, from what we're hearing through the grapevine, there is no that Michael B. Jordan might not come back as Killmonger.
But now, how would they do that? Because they already showed him on the ancestral plane that he dead. He dead.
Well, here's the thing. In the MCU, we all know in Marvel Comics, there's only a handful of characters that die and stay dead. Killmonger's died several times. And I thought with the whole thing with the necropolis and the Soul Stone, and I thought they were going to do that whole thing with the Illuminati, where each one of them took one of the stones because they couldn't return them. That's what I thought was going to happen. But Steve Rogers, quote unquote, put them back. But here's another thing. Here's a very interesting fan theory.
Mm-hmm.
So, at the end of Endgame, spoiler alert, in 3, 2, 1, right? So, if you've watched Endgame, you know that they had to take the Infinity Stones from the timeline in order to bring everyone back. They fought Thanos again, took him out, and then Steve Rogers went to put the stones back, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he had to put the hammer back. And then after that, he's supposed to come back to the modern time. But instead, he decided to stay back in time and live his life out with Peggy Carter.
Yeah.
Now, here is where that good old sit down and take notes points come in. Because if you know, like I do, there are certain things called fixed points. Fixed points are time paradoxes. They can't be changed.
Time that cannot be changed. And if they do, it all time unravel, which we saw in What If when Dark Strange kept trying to, he did all that shit to keep what's her name alive. It's a fixed point in time. She has to die.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Where are you going with this?
So, and we've also seen that for all my DC people with Ezra Miller and the whole thing with the Flash. So
his mother had to die in order for him to become the Flash.
Right. But here's the thing. The Flash's life is a fixed point within a paradox because he becomes the Flash because one of his enemies ran back in time and killed her.
Yeah, because Thawne went back in time and killed her. And it's a whole paradox because if he didn't become Flash, that's where the paradox comes in, where Thawne essentially created himself.
Mm-hmm. So the question I'm asking is, if Peggy Carter and Steve Rogers got married, if they never had kids, okay, we're supposed to believe that they spent the next 20, 30, 40 years together, right? And that his presence no way affected the timeline.
Well,
and we're also
go ahead. I'll say what I gotta say after. But
we're supposed to believe that his presence no way, shape, or form affected the timeline. But here's the thing: every stone that he took, he had to put back. Where did he put the Soul Stone? Because you have to give a life to take it.
So how do you give it back?
Exactly. So there's a fan theory that states that the reason why Steve Rogers didn't go back is because he couldn't put the Soul Stone back. Once he had it, he had it. So he has spent the last 70 years watching the Soul Stone. And if we know that Steve Rogers becomes friends with the modern day Black Panther, there's no reason why he wouldn't take that Soul Stone to the most secure place on the damn planet, which is Wakanda. We always wondered, right? How was it that President Roosevelt got that piece of vibranium that he tried eventually becomes Steve's shield?
Could have been a trade.
Right? He could have went to Azari the Wise and been like, yo, this is what's going to happen. I know it sounds crazy. You got to believe me. Da-da-da.
So it could have been Steve that set the entire shit in motion to begin with. Him getting his own shield and I like that. Oh shit, okay. So now I'll throw in even though What If is called What If, it still takes place across multiple universes, multiple realities. So it happens.
Correct.
So
go ahead, Power. Come on, hit me. I want to hear it.
My thing is, I feel like they kind of broke their own rules.
As far as what?
So what I was led to believe throughout the comic books is that each universe has their own set of Infinity Stones.
Correct.
Which is why if you look in the comic books, the colors are kind of swapped and changed from what the colors actually of the stones are in the MCU. So what I was led to believe is that though and from Loki, as you've seen in Loki season 1, they have Infinity Stones from everywhere, all over the multiverse. I was led to believe throughout in the comic books, the one universe's Infinity Stones can only work within that universe.
But that was true. That's why the ones in the TSA. And that's why they were used as paperweights and everything else, because once they were taken out of that universe, they were useless.
So here's the thing. What they're also doing is I think they're confusing. They're fusing timelines in different universes. So they're fusing those concepts. Separate timelines equals separate universes.
But here's the thing. We also saw that happened in Doctor Strange with the incursions when one universe crashes into another one.
So the events of so Vision Ultron breaking through the multiverses would have been considered an incursion.
Correct.
A being from another universe entering another universe would be considered an incursion. And when that happens, technically, those two universes are now starting to become one. So those Infinity Stones, yeah, okay. Logically, those Infinity Stones will work. But now here's the thing. But in the MCU, it wasn't an incursion though. I mean, Thanos coming through time, that would have been coming from a different universe. That would be considered an incursion.
But Thanos didn't come from a different universe. He came back in time.
No, he went forward in time.
Yes, excuse me. You're right.
He went forward in time, which technically would create an entire another universe, i.e., timeline.
But once again, like I said before, we already have a paradox because of the whole thing with Steve Rogers. So is that creating a paradox within a paradox? And then if everything I'm hearing about Ant-Man and the Quantum Mania is true, that's just another paradox. And then let's not forget everything that Loki did.
Well, yeah. Well, Sylvie, not Loki, Sylvie did that shit. So, you haven't seen Ant-Man yet, so I can't really go too deep into it. But I'll give you the beginning parts of it of my thoughts. Is that since you've seen Loki, you heard with he who remains said. He said, "I'm here so that the other me's are not."
Mm-hmm.
And then what we end up learning from, I'll give you this tidbit. What we learned in Quantum Mania is that the Kang that in the movie was an exiled Kang. The Counts of the Kang kicked his ass out.
Oh shit!
Because he was his train of thought diverged from what they wanted.
Okay. Well, that's not uncommon.
So what I was seeing as in the connection that I was making is he who remains is essentially the what if this King if this King has succeeded in Quantum Mania. So once you watch, you'll understand. Once you see it, you'll understand what where I'm getting at with that. He essentially is like the connection I'm making is that what if this King succeeded in his goal, because his whole goal is to get out of the quantum realm.
Right.
So what if this King succeeded in getting out of the quantum realm and succeeded in his job, and what his goal was to get rid of the Council of Kings and have one set timeline.
Then he can rule all creation.
Exactly. So, but I'll also give you this tidbit. King the Conqueror says pretty much the exact same thing that He Who Remains said. You get rid of me, or if you don't help me, some shit's going down. The other me, you think I'm bad, the other me's are worse. So they say the exact same thing. So to me, I'm like, all right, well, maybe this Kang in Quantum Mania is the same Kang in Loki. It's just the Kang we see in Loki is after he got out of the quantum realm and he succeeded in his goal to get rid of the council and stop their reign and stop the King dynasty.
You're saying that the King from Loki is the King from the quantum realm, and that King succeeded in stopping the other versions of himself, and then he put himself in the position he was in to make sure it never happened.
Exactly. And then when Sylvie ends up killing him, it essentially undoes everything that he had already that he had set in motion.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also one of them things like where Kang's always playing an angle. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, so like the thing with Kang is like, even it doesn't matter what version of Kang we hear or see, we're always going to think that this Kang is bad, and then he's always going to go, yeah, but the one in the next realm over, that nigga's worse.
Yeah, exactly. But see,
And
that's the thing about the King Dynasty is it's true. That's one thing we know about King is that he's not lying. Yeah, he has an angle, but he's not lying. And once you see the end credit scenes, you'll know what I'm talking about because
mm,
you see, yeah, just you'll know what I'm talking about when you see the end credit scenes. And after you watch the movie, the ending of Ant-Man doesn't make sense. I'm not going to tell you why it doesn't make sense, but you'll see. You'll see, and more you'll feel. It's a feeling. It's a feeling that you get at the end of the movie, like, um, hmm. Me personally, me walking out of that movie, when I walked out of that movie, I had the feeling that I forgot something. The feeling of something was missing. The feeling of something's not right. Something doesn't make sense. Something's not sitting well with me. And when I'm, you gotta check it out, bro. I like shit, bro. I will go with you and watch it again. I will go with you and I will watch it again because even I feel like there's something that I missed while I was watching that would make it all make more sense in the end. So
interesting.
it's this Kang shit. A lot of people were talking shit about this Kang, but I watched the video of this guy and he made a good point. He's like, all right, they're saying Thanos is the shit and Kang is lame, but they're like, the dude made a point. He's like, listen, Thanos has been around for like the last 6 years, and we've only seen him do anything awesome in the last two films when he got his in the last two films. Yet Kang has been around for 2 years, and each time he has done some shit. Each time he has, and so he's like, "Yo, y'all, just shut the fuck up, sit down and watch this Kang, this whole Kang shit, Kang Dynasty shit. That movie is gonna be crazy. It's going to be nuts, dude. Because Jonathan Majors, this motherfucker, Jonathan Majors, is at this point in time my favorite actor right now because of his portrayal of this version of Kang. When I say ruthless, ruthless, bro. No mercy. When I say I haven't seen a beatdown like this in the MCU, I haven't seen a beatdown like this since Bucky and Cap jumped Tony. Yeah, yeah. Like King is a problem. King the problem. This King that's in this movie has already murked out multiple versions of the Avengers on his own. He states it. He states it. He states it. There's a whole scene where he looks at you. He's like, I've killed many Avengers. Which one are you?
So he's killed so many. He's killed so many of them niggas. He can't even keep it straight.
Can't even keep it straight. He doesn't even know which one he is. That scene gave me chills. Like he wasn't even looking at him. He really was like when you're talking to somebody, there's like that face on face. They're standing in front of each other, face to face. This man Scott is staring at him, like standing face to face. This nigga Kang standing sideways, giving a side eye, like I've killed many Avengers. I've taken on many Avengers. Which one are you again? Which one are you again? I don't know. I can't remember. And then he's talking, blah 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 blah. Trust me, you'll do what I say, Antman. And then a moment, I'm like, oh shit. Bro. It was such a silent flex that it took me a second to understand what he had just did. First, he states, I've killed many Avengers. Which one are you? And then points out, oh yeah, no, I do remember you, Ant-Man, saying, bro, I've already killed you. I've already killed you many times before. Shut the fuck up. Oh, I remember you. I know you. I've killed you many times. This man is a goon. A fucking goon.
I'm not surprised though, because it is Jonathan Majors.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And if you're someone who knows about Kang, you know Kang is with the shits.
Kang is inspired by Doom. Doom the Goon.
Yeah.
And we've doomed the fucking goon. He's inspired by and this is what makes me so excited to finally see Doom. If they do it right, and Kang is this much of a fucking beast, Lord, Doom is gonna be a problem. Doom is gonna be a problem. Fuck Avenger levels threat, bro. Fuck Avenger level threat. This nigga Doom is gonna he's gonna take the MCU, flip it on its head, and he's gonna penetrate. He's gonna penetrate. Like imagine the Council of Doom. Imagine a light version of the Council of Doom.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll definitely see. Because we've already got some more big bad guys we know are coming. Because if they're doing the X-Men, hopefully
Mr.
we're gonna get.
Sinister.
Well, they've been mentioning Sinister for like 4 movies now. We ain't seen that nigga yet.
That's true. They mentioned him. They mentioned him in New Mutants.
They mentioned him in New Mutants. They mentioned him in in the X-Men movie Logan. They mentioned him in fucking not Logan. It was Days of Future Past. Excuse me. Was it Days of Future Past?
No, it was Logan because it was an X's program that was doing experiments on with the kids.
Yes.
X-23, yeah. So it was Logan.
And they mentioned him in Deadpool 2. Because that orphanage that the one kid was at
it was the Essex Foundation.
Yes. Like they've been plugging his name and that logo on his forehead for a good little minute now.
Mm-hmm.
But we have yet to actually see Sinister. And Sinister's another one who's a monster.
Yo, what if Cavell comes back as Sinister instead of Doom?
I'd be okay with either one.
Absolutely, that would be dope.
We're still waiting to see who's going to play Magneto. We're still waiting to see who's going to play Doom. Like we've got a lot of characters, and here's the thing. Because don't get me wrong, I appreciate everything they did with Thanos and my air quotations. I want to see niggas who are next level threats who are actually in the MCU being in the MCU. I'm not saying the Fantastic Four needs to fight Doom in every single movie, but it needs to be known across the MCU that Doom is not to be fucked with.
Essentially, like similar to what they did with Thanos, as in The Guardians knew he was a problem. Spider-Man knew he was a problem. Fucking everyone knew that he was a problem across the current MCU. Every
Like,
character that we had seen, aside from the Netflix characters, knew that he was a problem.
even if they started subtly dropping shit, like say the Thunderbolts got to go to Latveria, and Buffy's like, "Well, we're going where?"
Mm-hmm.
Like, we got to go to Latveria. What have you been there? He's like, "Oh, I've heard of it. I don't think I can go on this mission. Why can't you go into Latveria?" No reason.
Right.
just
So
little
yeah,
shit like
they could
that.
do it. They can most definitely do it that way. Have him or have him like have been in. He's already established within the MCU, but he's just been doing his. He's been doing his his political diplomat shit.
Right?
Wait, didn't they already mention Latveria?
No, not that I remember.
But I'm
Oh wait, yes they did. They mentioned it in Moon Knight.
yeah, yep. Because he was in Latveria in Moon Knight. He was in Latveria. When he first meets fuck, what's his name? Ethan Hawke's character. When he first meets him, they're in Latveria. Because the truck, remember when he steals the truck?
Yeah,
Well, when shit, he doesn't even remember stealing the truck. But when Mark steals the truck, in the back, the boxes in the back, Von Doom Industries.
yeah,
So they're in Latveria already. So Victor Von Doom is already a character. He's already in the MCU. So that would be fucking perfect. And Bucky could remember, because remember they were fucking the fucking Hydra was pimping that motherfucker out. It was pimping Bucky out to anybody who was gonna pay the highest price. So they could easily have it as when he was a Winter Soldier, he had already did missions for Latveria for Doom.
or even worse, he did a mission against him.
Oh, that's why he can't come back. Ooh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Hydra could have hired him to take out Doom so they could take over Latveria.
Right?
Because Latveria had a lot of good resources. And that's why Doom was like, nah, this is my shit. Fuck y'all. I ain't a part of no UN. I'm my own shit. Fuck out of here. Because we're already seeing all these other like separate Marvel locations. You know, we've seen Madrigal, right? We saw Madrigal, right?
Yes.
In Falcon versus Winter Soldier. I don't think we've seen the Mutant Sanctuary, right? What the fuck was it? No, we saw in Multiverse of Madness. Shit, wasn't it? What was the name of the place that she went to?
That who went to?
Scarlet, the place that she went to get the Darkhold in the first place.
Oh,
No. The place that she took American Chavez in the first place.
I can't remember.
It had the name of the mutant sanctuary. Oh God, this is gonna make me look it up now. I gotta know. I have to look it up. I gotta look it up. Give me 1 second, guys. What the hell is it called? Oh my God, what the hell is it called? Because because we saw it in Dark Phoenix. It was where they gave the United States government essentially gave they gave Magneto his like a place for all his mutants. We saw it being built in Dark Phoenix.
Well, Genosha?
Genosha. No, so no, it wasn't Genosha. What yeah, so we still it was Genosha. It was Genosha. That was the music sanctuary. So what the hell was the place called that she went? Why can I not remember where the hell she went? Oh my god, I feel dude, this go ahead and just take away my level 7 card, at this point because I don't know why I cannot remember. I cannot remember. Um what the hell? Why am I drawing such a blank? I feel so stupid right now. Oh, it was Wondagore. It was the Wondagore Castle. It was Wondagore. Yeah, she went to the Wondagore Castle. That's where she went. I knew I was right. I knew I was right. Yeah. So we've seen Wondagore, just not in the capacity that it was in. It was supposed to be in. Because the Wondagore, yeah, because the Wondagore that she went to was in the main MCU. Was in the main MCU, which is 616 now apparently. So there's other iterations of Wondagore that could have been already developed into that mutant sanctuary. So we've already heard the word. We already heard Wondagore. We haven't heard Genosha yet, which I can't wait for that. Once they drop Genosha, that's when we know that all right, X-Men are coming. The X-Men are coming. Which we could actually hear about that in Fantastic Four. Dude, there's just so much shit that they can do, and I just really, really, really hope that Feige really like hones in on a lot of this, and really just because man, it's just I guess for me, there's just certain places I want them to go already, and they're just slow burning the shit, and I'm getting impatient. I'm getting real impatient because like right now they're trying to build two worlds at the same time. They're trying to get their kind of like their dark universe kind of going with of course with Blade that's in production hell right now. They're trying to get but everything you saw Werewolf by night, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so they already set that. I feel like they set that shit up perfectly using Werewolf by Night. Within that one scene, they introduced us to a bunch of the different dark creatures, or creatures of the night they call them, within that. And then of course we got Moon Knight, which in the original comics he was supposed to be like the protector of the creatures of the night, protectors of the night. He was a protector of the night, they called him.
Mm-hmm.
So within Moon Knight, which everyone Moon Knight gets such mixed reviews, they established Victor Von Doom in Latveria. They established their pantheon of gods before Thor: Love and Thunder, which can I be honest? Can we put Thor: Love and Thunder in the same category as Dragon Ball Evolution and Last Airbender and Dark Phoenix? Can we do that?
Well, that's because it was supposed to be rock out with your cock out like death metal, and it wasn't.
It really wasn't like because they try to lead with what they left off with Ragnarok, which is like it was 80s rock, and I feel like they should have went darker and harder metal, like dark metal, with this, but it ended up
Like
just being a goofy ass movie.
this should have been some shit that like looked like Ozzy Osbourne wrote on an acid trip.
Right, right, right. This shit should have been some Ozzy Osbourne popped an E pill and took 10 tabs of LSD and acid after biting off the head of the bat and getting rabies.
Right? Like, hey baby, you wanna climb up on this dick?
Right?
Like it should have been some wild shit, but it wasn't.
Yeah. It wasn't. It was goofy as shit, and they will try to go with the whole black and white theme in that one thing, and like they try to set up they try to set up Null at the same time.
I also think they tried to have it so it was a love story to wrap up their relationship, but it just didn't work well.
I feel like nothing in that movie worked well at all.
The only thing, in my opinion, that did was it showed the Mjolnir being reforged, which still doesn't make sense to me because if all it took was someone's willpower to put it back together, how come Chris Hemsworth just couldn't do that?
Right.
And then the other thing I thought that was interesting. I say what you want. I actually love Tessa Thompson's character as Valkyrie.
I do too. But
Well, I just love Tessa Thompson, but still.
This is true. This is also true. Tika Watiki loves Tessa Thompson too.
Yes.
Yeah.
So like,
right?
Yes. So I'm waiting for to see that come full circle because I'm waiting to see whether or not they actually get her involved with Captain Marvel. That's what I'm honestly waiting for.
Yes. Did you hear the Marvels got delayed?
I did not. I keep seeing the movie poster everywhere though.
Yeah. They delayed it. At the same time they released the poster, they released it with the new date on it. I can't remember what the date is as of right now, but I don't mind. I don't mind. I'm interested in seeing how they work it, but I'm not overly excited. I feel like they killed my excitement with Captain Marvel. It just didn't. It just Captain Marvel really didn't. It didn't do it for me. It was a nice.
Well,
then now my question is, how fucking old is Carol Danvers? How old is she?
Well, here's the thing. They never truly explained what the whole thing with when the engine bravado her with the power really did to her. So it's one of those things like she might be frozen at that age. She might age slower. Like that was never really clarified.
Yeah, yep, that's true. And even then, the power cosmic could easily be making her like not age at all.
Right. Between that, concerning the power did come from the Tesseract. Like there's a lot of things that were never really explained because technically her accident happens in what the 1980s.
No, yeah. Well, no. It wasn't 80s blockbuster. That was late 80s, early 90s.
Right. So okay. So even then, that means that her accident was 30 years ago. 30 to 40. So if her accident was that long ago and she was the age she was when she got hit, so she had to be old enough to join the Air Force, which means she'd have to be at least be close to 50, 60 years old.
Mm-hmm.
But she's not. So it's like one of those things like where, once again, how did the energy affect her? That was never really explained.
Now, so there with the power cosmic being solidified and being like this is here, it's power cosmic. And then if you look at and then bringing in the fact of they just introduced Scar into the MCU with She-Hulk. Oh God, I'm so sorry for reminding everyone about that horrible introduction. With that really shitty CGI.
He didn't say this is my son. He said everyone I got my dick wet. That's what he.
He's like, oh, by the way, apparently this happened miles away.
I guess we got some trim.
I'm smashing green ladies too. Let's go. But with the introduction of Scar, they also that also means that there's Scar's twin brother as well, Hirokala.
Oh,
You
well,
know
that's
about
if they
Hirokala?
use. That's if they use the character. They might
Yeah,
bring him in. They might not.
yeah. I have a feeling they won't bring him in. But if they're bringing in Galactus, it's like why not bring in the one character that literally had Galactus running on his heels?
I mean, if they, oh Lord, if they do Galactus, they have to do Galactus and Galactus not be goofy.
Yeah, but like we've seen the way they did the Celestials. The Celestials look kind of dope. They look dope. So all they would have to do is they would just have to use that same that same kind of like build or whatever for that. I mean, I don't know if you see. Have you seen Modoc? The way Modoc looks.
Yes,
Yeah,
but my thing also is no one really fights Galactus per se.
Hirokala fights Galactus. He doesn't. He doesn't even fight Galactus per se. Galactus pops up like I'm about to destroy you, and he's like, "I have the one power that can destroy you." Because like Hirokala has this. It's essentially like anti power cosmic in a way. It's like it's called it's old. It's called the old power, which is like it predates the power cosmic. And for some reason that like the old power is like highly deadly and can actually disrupt and destroy um the power cosmic. So what happens is when he has to run in with Galactus is like, I'm gonna destroy you, I'm gonna destroy this whole planet. And he's like he ends up essentially like poisoning Galactus and is like, hey, listen, you're not fucking with me, not fucking with this planet, you're not fucking with any of these planets in this solar system. You know why? Or in this galaxy? Because you know why? He can imbue that old power into anything, into the life, into the stuff around him. So he's like, you can go to a planet and you'll never know if I had already touched that, if I had already imbued it with the old power. So as long as you stay in this galaxy, you'll starve. Because you'll never know if you eat this planet, it could kill you. You'll never know. So you feeling lucky, punk, on some Clint Eastwood shit. It was dead as like a Clint Eastwood fucking standoff. And he to the point where he punked the shit out of Galactus, and Galactus was like, "You got this one, I bet," and he left. But the sheer fear of fuck, he got me on this. So I feel like they really should bring in Hirokala because like bro, he was a legit threat to the world because his whole goal was to get revenge on Hulk because he felt that Hulk abandoned him. He felt like Hulk and Scar abandoned him. Because this man, so you saw everything that in Love and Thunder, you saw a lot of the shit that Gore went through, right?
Yeah.
Though a lot of those things are similar to what Hirokala went through. But as a child, he was sold into slavery. He was beaten, abused, used as a slave in multiple different ways. And not he never knew who his family was until he learned it's like, oh, this dude is big ass hero and shit, and Now he went and got my brother. He went out of his way to go save my brother, but not me. Oh, fuck you, and fuck you too. And so he vows revenge. And so his whole universe hopping is to gain enough power, gain enough following so he can attack Earth. And this is where the Agents of Smash and the Thunderbolts come in, because it was legit on an Avengers level. That he started throwing meteors, like whole ass meteors and comets at Earth. And all the Hulks, whether Hulk, Scar, Changeling, Betty Ross, Red Hulk, again She-Hulk, Red She-Hulk, Thunderbolt Ross, Red Hulk, bro, the A-Bomb, all of them had to literally join up to save the Earth from these meteors. But this man came to Earth riding on a meteor. This man rode a fucking meteor to Earth. And Korg, Korg being a part of the Hulks too. Which that kind of pissed me off the way they did Korg. They did Korg kind of dirty. In Love and Thunder, they did him real dirty. But yeah, I just feel like there's so many things that can go, and I just really hope this is one character that they don't end up overlooking, because he is like he can literally go toe to toe with Galactus. You know, we've seen the Celestials, we see what they can do. This man is at that level. He's on that level. And it'll be a nice next step for Hulk. She-Hulk will be a nice next step since they're introducing Thunderbolt Ross. So, oh shit, Harrison Ford is Red Hulk?
Yeah, nigga, because he's Thunderbolt Ross.
Yeah, that shit just clicked to me just now. I'm like, oh yeah, Harrison Ford, Thunderbolt Ross. And I'm not even thinking nothing of it. And then it just clicked to me just now. Holy shit, Harrison Ford is the Red Hulk? That is fucking that's gonna be dope as hell. And he has a new Indiana Jones movie dropping too. All right, Harrison Ford, I see you. I truly believe Harrison Ford is on a mission to kill off all his old characters.
What?
Yeah, I feel like he's on a mission to kill off his old characters, because I really feel like Indiana Jones is gonna die in this next Indiana Jones movie.
All right. Well, since we're shifting over to franchises.
Yeah, exactly. I really feel like, well, one, absolutely. I'll put my opinion out there. I most definitely feel like Indiana Jones don't need no more movies. I feel like the more movies that they
Man's what, 70?
No. All right. Oh God. What was it? Raiders of the Lost Ark. That's really the big one I know. I know the Crystal Skull. I think there's at least 7. There's at least 7 Indiana Jones movies right now. It's at least 7. I just want to double check. There's at least 7. Because Raiders of the Lost Ark was the first one. Temple of Doom, Last Crusade, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, and then this new one is Dial of Destiny. So what? There's 1, 2, 3.
This makes 5.
4, 5, and not to mention Young Indiana Jones. Not to mention the Young Indiana Jones show that they did. Why do I feel like that's not right though? Why do I feel like there's more than that? All right, whatever. It is what it is. But yeah, there's quite a few. But like, I kind of feel like Kingdom of the Crystal Skull was a good ending and a passing the torch film, because Shia LaBeouf was Indy's son, Indiana Jones' son.
Is that who he was?
Yeah, he was Indy's son. Yep. So and so I feel like that was he was Indiana Jones and the Marion Ravenwood chick. He was their son. So like I was able that movie was supposed to be a passing the torch film. It was supposed to be all right. Indy, he's like, all right, I'm good. I'm old as hell. I'm doing good as a teacher, whatnot. I'm retiring from the treasure hunt and whatever. And it was supposed to be up to his son, whose name was Mutt Williams in the movie, to fucking Mutt Williams. The fuck. But yeah, it was supposed to be him taking the reins and him going on adventures now. But for some reason they just didn't go with it. And maybe it was because Shia LaBeouf didn't want to come back, or I don't know. I haven't really looked too deep into it, but we've seen him already. We've seen him already go back and kill off. We've seen him already go back and kill off Han Solo. And Han dying was it wasn't in the story. It was Harrison Ford wanted to. He's like, I'm done with Han. So that's why they wrote that in. So now, boom, he just killed off one of his big historic characters. So now, next you know, we hear there's another Indiana Jones movie coming out in June. Sounds like Indy's gonna die, or they're gonna pass the torch in Indiana Jones. I feel like if they want to keep going with the Indiana Jones, like kind of like franchise, they need to do what they did with Creed. Well, what they did with Rocky and Creed, have it pass the torch. Why not? Now that Key, the little Asian kid, short round. Why not? Now that this kid's all grown up, why don't you and the actor's back into acting? Why don't you do the adventures of short round?
The Adventures of Short Round.
Yeah.
Good God. So you're sitting through that? The Adventures of Short Round?
Well, the actor is in martial arts. It'll be more like there'll be a lot more fighting and actual good fighting in it because the actor is actually a martial artist. And he can do his own stunts. He's not really crazy old. And Harrison Ford is like what? He's in his 50s, he's almost 60s. This man's old as shit.
Harrison Ford? Harrison Ford might be in his 70s, my guy.
Yeah, that's even worse. Harrison Ford, he's old as dirt. With all due respect, old as dirt. Like, so I'm just like, I feel like it would make you'd be able to write better stories. You can keep it going for a little bit longer. And the actor's down for new roles because the only role he's had since Goonies has been this movie. The Everything Everywhere All at Once. He literally has only had 3 movies. He's only had 3 movies. Because Sean Connery's died, but they ended Sean Connery's role in the Indiana Jones movies because Sean Connery was supposed to, he played Indy's father. So it would make sense just to go on and just pass the torch already. It'll make sense to go on ahead and pass the torch. So because all right, so the guy who played Short Round, what the hell is his name? Ki Hu Kwan. He was in Temple of Doom, and Temple of Doom is a prequel to Raiders of the Lost Ark. So it would make would it make sense though? Because I don't think it. No, they could do it because the Indiana Jones movies were set, even though for the time they came out in, they were, even though they came out in the 80s, they were based like 20, 30, even 40 years, hell, even more than that, because Temple of Doom took place in the 30s, even though it was released in the 80s. So, like,
Right.
yeah, Indiana Jones takes place within the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Like the new movie that's coming out, the Dial of Destiny, whatever, it takes place in the 60s. So they could easily go into the 70s, 80s, and go forward with the kid that played Short Round. It'll make sense, and even have him, if Shia LaBeouf does decide to come back, they can even have that as a team up. They can have that as a team up. It would work. It could work, but I don't know. I just feel like Harrison, settle down, buddy, because the one that Shia LaBeouf was in takes place in the 50s, late 50s, so they can easily bring the character forward with the Adventures of Short Round. The Adventures of Mutt Williams and Short Round, some shit like that, you know. But yeah, either that or just stop Indiana Jones altogether. Or just stop Indiana Jones altogether, because like that era of movie is just no longer like a thing. It's not a fad anymore. Those old adventure movies and like going through the crypts and stuff like it's not it no more. It's just like in the 80s and early 90s, in the late 90s, 2000s, yeah. But don't nobody care about no Indiana Jones no more.
Mm-hmm.
Don't nobody care about no Indiana Jones no more.
Now
Like,
we got like John Wick.
right? Not like. Speak, sir. Speak, brother. Tell him about it. Tell him about it.
I mean,
Like,
I'm hyped personally because we got the new Wick coming out next month.
I cannot fucking wait. Oh my god. Keanu Reeves, Donnie Yen, Bill Skarsgård, Scott Adkins. Again, I'm not a biggest fan of Scott Adkins, but I do feel like he's amazing. He's a great martial artist. Actor, amazing martial artist, yes.
I say he should have been Iron Fist.
Again, acting, but I take it because the martial arts would have been good. It would have been dope. He would have been a choreographed the entire thing. Everything that I've seen Scott Adkins in when he's in fights, whether it be from Undisputed with Yuri Boyka to which expend was he in? One or
Second.
two? The second one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the fighting was awesome, was amazing. So I can absolutely So. But also, I think they didn't want to go with him because Scott Adkins is kind of up there. He's what? He's like 40s, like late 30s, 40s.
But I would have appreciated that. Well, first and foremost, they should have did Iron Fist the whole decade before they did it.
Agreed. Because when they introduced him, they ain't nobody give a damn. Ain't nobody give a damn about him. But John Wick, this one has, and of course, like, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great because like the amount of effort, the amount of work, the amount of attention to detail, the amount of training that Keanu Reeves himself has been through and done. So like Keanu Reeves he's the like from what I'm hearing, the sweetest and nicest actor ever. But he's fucking deadly. He is deadly. He's most definitely deadly.
Well, in my opinion, that's the way it's supposed to be. It is better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war zone.
Say it a little bit louder for the people in the back.
I said that is the way it's supposed to be. It is better for a man to be a gardener. Excuse me. It is better for a man to be a warrior in a garden than be a gardener in a war zone.
Amen. Right there. Right there. Right there. Like everything that you see him do, everything that you see him do in John Wick, that's him doing it.
Yeah, boy.
He's gone through legit and actual military training. That whole shit in the Matrix where I know kung fu. This nigga actually knows kung fu now.
Uh-huh. He said, "Show me."
This man said, "Stop trying to hit me and hit me." Beep, beep, beep. Oh shit, he hit me. Yeah. That's that man Wick for you. That's that man Wick for you. Like,
and the universe of John Wick is only ever expanding because we're getting a spinoff all about the females from the branch that he was trained and raised by. That's going to be called the Ballerina.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot about that.
And we're also getting a show all about the Continental.
I forgot about those. Oh, that's gonna be good. Because his mom, that was his mom. The person who's in charge of the ballerinas is his mom.
Yeah, she basically raised him. Yeah.
So it should. Oh man. And just the star power that Keanu Reeves brings is ridiculous.
I mean, we've already seen Halle Berry and Lawrence Fishburne.
Common. Remember, Common was in 2.
Yeah, no, Common definitely did his thing. You're not having a good night, are you, John?
Like, and then all right. So if you look at the first movie didn't have. It was just him. You didn't really have too much star power. I mean, you had John Leguizamo. Shout out to him. He's an amazing actor. I don't give a damn what nobody says.
I agree wholeheartedly. I agree.
And he actually had a stand-up comedy show that he did. He had a stand-up comedy special, kind of recently, a few years ago, and it was all on the history of Latin America, the history of Hispanic history in general, and it was funny, but also very, 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 very fucking informational, super informational. Like, I learned a lot of stuff that I never knew, nor would I've ever learned without watching that special. So the first one was him, John Leguizamo, Lance Riddick, and Ian. I always forget his last name. Always forget his last name, but he plays Odin in American Gods.
Yes.
You know, he's a fucking phenomenal actor. Like, even though that the David Harbour Hellboy movie was shit, the writing was shit. David Harbour as Hellboy was great. I of course I'm always gonna go with, you know, my boy Ron Perlman as Hellboy, but David Harbour as Hellboy was not bad. It wasn't bad. But Ian's an amazing actor, and again, I believe his last name starts with an M. But now, and then number 2, we got Keanu Reeves, Lance Riddick, Ian again, Common. We got Halle Berry.
Halle Berry's not until 3.
Yeah, Halle Berry's not until 3.
You're thinking of Sweet Christmas.
Ruby Rose.
Yes,
Ruby Rose. Right. And let's not forget what's his name? The dude who's doing the Iron Chef. Who's actually an amazing fucking martial artist, actor, assassin, all that shit. His dad was actually the original dude who was hosting Iron Chef back in the day. The first Iron Chef shit. Like, that was his That was his dad. I cannot. And again, yeah, I'm really bad with names. I'm really good with faces, just horrible with names.
Are we still talking about number 2 or are we going to number 3?
I think, and we're jumping to 3 in Parabellum. Mark. I can't pronounce that. Dacasco. Mark Dacasco. Ian McShane. Ian McShane. And of course, we can't forget Lawrence Fishburne. Can't forget Lawrence Fishburne. Like the star power that this man Keanu Reeves has been bringing has continuously grown throughout each movie. Like, and that's how you know that like these movies are legit the shit. That's how you know they are legit the shit.
Each one expands a little bit more. It's not done tacky. It's not completely over the top or without of the realm of belief of that movie. Like, don't get me wrong, they do push the boundaries with certain shit, but it's not completely unbelievable.
Exactly. And two, he had Peter Stormare. The dude that's always he's always playing like the drunken Russian dude. The shit in American Gods, he played Thor. Right? Well, yeah, he was Thor in American
Wait,
Gods.
talking about the one that was the one that had his car in the beginning of the second one.
Wait, what was that canary?
You're talking about the guy who had his car at the beginning of the second one.
Yes. Yep. Yep.
Nah, he wasn't a Thor. He was a Chernobog. He was a Slavic god of darkness.
Yes. Yeah. He was a guy. He had the big ass hammer, and
Yes,
he told the black dude, he was like, "Listen, either you beat me, what was it, chess,
checkers.
checkers. So you beat me. If you lose in this game of checkers, I'm gonna smash. I get to smash your head in with my hammer."
Yeah, and Shadow thought shit was sweet and candy shop until he lost.
Yeah.
He said,
Yeah.
yes. He's like, now you will go down to your knees willingly. And he holds up the hammer. And you see that the hammer's gushing blood. And he's like, what the
Mm-hmm.
fuck?
He's like, oh shit.
He's like, what was in that coffee?
No. Like, dude, like the fucking star, like when each movie that you get, each movie that you make, and you're able to just bring more and more and more star power, more people, more A-list actors, both B-list actors and A-list actors are like, let's go. I'm down, bro. I'm down to be in. I'm with it.
Like, they're shooting a what? And I get to be part of it? Oh, yeah. Oh,
Oh
yeah.
hell yeah. Wait, I died? I don't give a fuck. Let's go.
Who kills me? As long as I don't die like a bitch.
Oh, Keanu Reeves kills me after a crazy ass weapons fight. Oh hell yeah, I'm down. Hell yeah, I'm with it. Like, come on now. Like, come on now. That's just and like again, and a lot of these people that he's bringing in are people that he has one has worked with before. He's either has worked with them before, and then they bring their people on that they've worked with before. So that's why I'm like, oh, okay. Because, all right, boom. You got Keanu Reeves. All right. Keanu Reeves has worked with Lawrence Fishburne before. He has history with Lawrence Fishburne. Cool. Cool. Then of course, Ian McShane's in it. And guess who Ian McShane has ties with? He has ties with Pete. He's worked with Peter before in American Gods. So, hey, come on over to film this movie with me. Get in this movie with me. And then it's just like everyone is like, hey, yo, John Wick coming out. Oh, I'm in. Yo, John Wick coming out. Oh shit, I'm in. Yo, come do this movie with me. Yo, come do this movie with me. And it's just gold. It's just gold. And I love the fact that Keanu Reeves is doing all this, especially after like the really tough career that he's had.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about this because I remember they were talking about like this whole thing, like the character versus like his actual true story. And my one boy was like, he's not playing John Wick, he's playing himself.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, especially a lot of people don't know he's had a lot of tragedy. Aside from the Matrix movies and later in the series not doing too well, but he lost his wife. Well, he lost his wife. She passed away because she was sick. No. His sister she died in a car accident or something. It was an accident that his wife died in, and then his sister died from because she was sick. After his wife died, he was like, "No, I'm gonna take care of my sister." And she died because she was sick. And then when he did decide to love again, his girlfriend she ended up dying in an accident or something along those lines as well. This man has just been through tragedy after tragedy, and then his career going downhill after the last Matrix movie before Revolution or whatever it was, before before the new HBO one. What was that one? Matrix.
It was Revolutions.
Yeah, Revolutions. Yeah, well, Matrix Revolutions. Yeah, it his career just tanked after that, and we didn't see him for years until he randomly as fuck popped up in Man of Tai Chi. You ever see Man of Tai Chi?
I have not.
Bro, it's like you never knew it. You just never knew it. You're watching the movie, you're like, damn, this is a dope ass action kung fu movie. Oh, this shit is dope. Oh, the bad guy. Yeah, oh, okay. It's time for the final boss battle. The boss fight was like the boss. He always wore a black mask. He always wore a black mask, so you never saw his face until the ending fight scene. The main character was the fuck was his name? He plays in I think in Wu Warrior. And
And come on, the Wu Assassin.
yeah, Wu Assassin. I'm thinking of Wu Warrior with fucking Brenda Song and shit from back in the Disney shit. But yeah, so the main character isn't Aiko. His first name's Aiko or whatever. The main character is Tiger Wu Chen, and like he's fighting, boom, whatever. Comes up to the boss, he starts fighting the boss, boom. He's up kicking the dude in the face, and his mask flies off. He turns his face and looks up. It's fucking Keanu Reeves. Bro, when I said I had to pause that shit and get up and walk away for a moment, like, bro, I lost my shit. I'm like, oh my God, it's Keanu Reeves. Like and come to find out, I actually then you go back and you do research on the movie, and it's actually Man of Tai Chi. It's actually by Keanu Reeves. That was his first directorial, like his first like kind of script, his directorial debut.
Makes sense.
And that shit just like it blew my goddamn mind to see that. And then after that, this man Keanu Reeves has been on a fucking roll. He's done some rom-coms. He's been guest starred. This man was in the last SpongeBob movie, bro. He cameoed in the last SpongeBob movie as Jesus, I think. And then they're like, "No, I'm not Jesus. I'm Keanu Reeves." He's like, "Okay, Jesus." No, I'm Keanu Reeves. Yeah, no, like, bro, he's just been on a fucking roll.
Jesus, and they are.
I need guns, lots and lots of guns.
You know, he says that both in the Matrix and in John Wick.
Yeah, yep. That's why I said it because I bro, and when he said that, bro, and when he said that in John Wick, I lost it. I fangirled, bro. I'm not even gonna hold you. I fangirled so damn hard, dude.
He said, "What do you need besides a miracle? Guns. Lots of guns.
Bro, I legit squealed. I was like, "Oh yes! Oh my God, it's about to go down."
He walks in like he said, what was he said? Our something still off limit to me? Privileges. Are privileges still off limit to me? He's like, well, given the current circumstances, they've been reinstated right immediately. What do you need? Guns.
Yep.
Lots of guns.
And my guy Lance Riddick. Lance Riddick is, oh my god, that bald black dude's scary as hell. He was scary as hell in that movie. You ain't see him do no work.
Sharon.
And then, yeah, bro. In Parabellum, when he's like, no, they're attacking the continent. All right, come right this way. Opens up the door, guns everywhere. Guns everywhere.
Huh. Armor improvements, huh? 12 gauge steel slugs. Armor piercing.
Mm-hmm. He was like, I got something for their ass. They did this shit. I got, and like he was so calm. The character was so calm.
Like he wasn't flustered or nothing.
Yep. Not at all. He just walked in. No, our improved armor. Okay. Yep. 28 slugs. Okay. Yep. Armor piercing rounds. Click. Let's go. You're like, bro, like he's like, it's like as if he saw them and he was like, challenge accepted.
Like, oh, you niggas think shit's sweet in the candy shop, You're on that type of time?
Who I am.
I got something for that ass.
Man. I am the ferryman.
You might as well have been like, I'm taking you all to fucking hell.
That ass. Bro, Charon, he's my favorite character. And you know, aside from John Wick himself, Lance Riddick's character of Charon, who I love the fact that like they named him Charon and they have him. He's essentially the ferryman. He gets you to where you gotta go. He gets you what you need.
Mm-hmm.
You know, just don't him a few gold coins. He'll get you what you need.
Right. And that's another thing too that I think is really interesting is like when you see the people who were involved in shit and people who know what's going on in the world. Because like when I watched the first movie, the thing that did it for me, like I appreciated the whole thing where the dad was like, he's like, it's not what you did, son, it's who you did it to. Who the fucking nobody? The nobody. He's like, that nobody, son, is John Wick. I appreciated that whole dynamic. But the thing that did it for me was when the cop rung his doorbell, looks at the body, looks at him and goes, are you working again? I'm just sorting some stuff out with the Russian mob. Oh, all right. Well, I'll leave you to it. Good night, John. Good night, Jimmy.
But no. Not even that. The fact that the cop reached in and closed the door for him. The cop, he was like, all right, night, John. Night, Jimmy. The cop reached in and was like, click. Let's go. Let's get up out of here. That shit did it for me. He's like, he sees the body. We're going to get, just taking care of some things. All right. Night, John. Night, Jimmy. Closes the door for him.
And the thing that was funny as hell is the second one. He goes, I can't remember the last time you were in Rome, Mr. Wick. Spend some time. Yeah. So with that being said, just answer me one question. And he goes, are you here for the Pope? He goes, no, I'm not. Oh, excellent. With that being said, here's one of our finest rooms. And there actually is a scene that they cut from the second movie where he does meet with the Pope.
Mm-hmm. like this man is a problem. Like people around the world know the name John Wick. They know the name John Wick. And that's why when they blacklisted him, hit him with that red notice, and everyone saw that name John Wick pop up, they're like, oh, I'm on it. It wasn't even about the bounty. It was about the recognition from being the clout to take out John Wick.
The clout, like you were instantly gangster.
Absolutely. And the fact that every single one of them niggas thought they was gangster and got fucked up.
He was like 14 million. It's a lot of money, John. He's like, not if you can't spend it, it's not, nigga.
Excuse me. Dude. Like,
And there's a lot of symbolism and like little subtlety hints in that series too that I really appreciate. Like when he's in the library, the one dude we were just talking about who walks up to him trying to kill him before the hour's up, he quotes Dante's Inferno. And Dante's
yes,
Inferno was about a crusader who went into hell to save the love of his life.
yep. Like dude, just there's so many, like from the writing of it to the way it's shot to the action and the training
Mhm.
in this series, it's fucking phenomenal. It's fucking phenomenal.
Like when he goes back home to the I can never say it. The group that trained him and raised him. When he go when he goes back home, you'll see the sign outside, and the sign says the two wolves
Mm-hmm.
outside the theater. And if you're someone who knows the story of the two wolves, how they talk about the one that's going to win is the one you feed.
Mm-hmm.
Like once again, if they had just left that man alone, when no one had to worry about them damn wolves.
All that man was trying to do, he was trying to feed the good wolf. Because all right, so for those you don't know, the saying goes, in every person there's two wolves. There's the good and the bad. And so he's like, well, which one wins? And like you said, it's the one that you feed the most. So when it goes into that duality, everybody has this duality to them. You can either live righteously, be good, not give in to the anger or the dark side, or you can feed that beast, feed that monster. And in the John Wick universe, he hadn't been out for long. He
Yeah.
hadn't been out for very long at all.
Well, that is the one thing that confuses the shit out of me at times. They always talk about the whole thing like with that's a bit of a continuity issue to me. And that's like the one I've noticed because everyone talks about how he's only been retired for 5 years. So it's like for him to be that far out the loop in 5 years, but then again, with the way the criminal underworld changes,
Exactly. I feel like that's the thing that really kind of will explain it too, because his wife, he was in love with her for they from what I'm understanding, they had been together for like a little while, and she didn't tell she had been sick the whole time, and he didn't know that she was sick.
yeah. Well, they never really explained what it was she died from. It's just said that it hit her suddenly and hard.
Yeah, she had been sick the entire time. They didn't tell him. She was hiding it from the whole time, and then that's why things kind of progressed so fast. That's why he got out, because that what I'm suspecting is that's why he got out. She finally said, "Hey, I'm sick," and so he's like, "All right, I gotta get out. I wanna spend the rest of my life, the rest of her life with her." And so he does what he does, takes out the round table, allows everybody else that wanted to get in charge be in charge, and they let him go in peace. Because from my understanding, that in this world it's blood in, blood out.
Yes.
Only way you're leaving is in a coffin, type shit. So they granted him that asylum, granted him that pass, and everyone was fucking relieved because they're like, thank fucking God, we're safe now. Because I think, like, with him being in that organization, everybody was always looking over their shoulder.
Well, that I also take it as one of those things like where I take it as one of those things where everybody has, or every group might have their John Wick. Like we saw Zero and the way he was with his students. Like Common was no pushover. So it just might be one of those things like where those people who are in positions of power might have that one person who you don't cross.
Yeah, because so far we've seen, like you said, we've seen Zero, Common, Ruby Rose's character, and then we're gonna see
Like
Donnie
like
Yen and Sahada, oh my God, say his name properly, Hiro Sahada's character.
Yes,
You know,
because they both seem like they're with the shits from the trailers.
ooh, ooh, this man. First off, any movie Donnie Yen is in, any this man Donnie Yen is a fucking problem. He is a problem, both in film and in real life. Like any movie he's in, he is a problem. So, and it looks like that, like you said, when it's each little sect, each person on that round table has their right hand. So here's a question: Who was John? Who did John originally work for? That's the question. Who did John work for?
He worked. Well, here's the thing.
Who was his handler?
It might be one of those things like where you work within the circle that you're involved in, because he doesn't speak with a Russian accent, but the Histaroma, if I'm saying it correctly, like,
oh yeah, the woman that adopted him, that was like the Russian that yeah. You're right.
yeah. So that might be why he wound up working for the Russian mob. Just like Zero, it was if Zero was a Japanese American, he might have worked for the local version of the Yakuza
or a triad.
Yeah. So it's like it might have just been one of them things.
Might be the one working for the triad.
See? Because it's like we already know that the high table is made up of all these different criminal factions.
Mm-hmm.
So if we've already seen the Russian mob, like it wouldn't be that far off if maybe the triads have a seat, if the Yakuza have the seat, if there's an African war tribe that has a seat, like just so on and so forth.
Same, and that also goes for the the Italian mafia as well.
Yes,
because that we also saw that the
Antonios.
Yep, the Antonios. Yep, and they were they Italian? Was he Italian? Or was he Spaniard? I never understood that.
Either or, even then, that's just further proving the point.
Exactly. So that'll be interesting to see. To see Donnie Yen again. I really feel like Donnie Yen would be like the right hand for the triad. I think that shit. Damn, bro. That just the world that he has built within this, within this franchise. Like you said, it's ever expanding because in 2, was it 2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was 2. No, it was Parabellum. Wasn't it No. Yeah, it was in 2 with Halle Berry. She drops him off in the desert, and he ends up meeting with the head of the entire organization.
That was 3, the Elder.
The Elder.
Here's my thing with that. Now, and I actually like the actor that played the Elder, but I would have thought someone a little bit older should have had that level of power.
Well, here's the thing: he's probably not the first Elder. He's probably not the one that's in like the one that started it all. He's probably just the one that ended up ascending to that rank of Elder.
Right. It might be so much a title as it is not. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, as it is in the actual person herself. He's probably like a descendant of the Elder. You know what I mean? Who either inherited or worked his way up to become the Elder.
Like the one who sits above the table. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's another thing too. Like they've never said how many quote unquote seats are at the table.
That's true.
And we know that the high table does have seats, and you can either kill your way to a seat or inherit the seat. And sometimes we've already seen, as of chapter 2, it can be done both ways, the same way.
Mm-hmm. Dude, this is just fucking. Oh man, this is just. Damn, bro, I'm excited now. I mean, I've been excited, but now I'm just even more excited to see where this franchise is going. I want to know if this is going to be the last chapter or this is going to be a chapter 5, 6. Because again, it's ever expanding. It can keep going. And, again, like I said, we're getting the spinoffs as well.
He said he said himself, as long as the movies are good, he's open to continue making them. But it's one of those things like where if he reads the script and goes, "I hate this," or it's not going to work, because Keanu Reeves had said, well, he hadn't said it, but it was explained that he got blacklisted in Hollywood because he turned down Speed 2.
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah. And as we all know, that Speed 2, that wasn't good. It wasn't a good movie. It was not nearly as good as the first one.
And
I
a lot
think
of
this is
people,
also something that he learned from The Matrix too, because the first one was good, second one was a downgrade, third just made no sense whatsoever. But see, now this is what intrigues me with that ideology. Why did he make the newest Matrix that came out? Right? You see what I'm saying? Because I'll be
well,
honest with you, this last one was not. It was interesting and it was entertaining, but the script wasn't good. It didn't make no sense. Like it was a movie. It was an entertaining movie. I felt like it was less of a Matrix movie than anything. It wasn't really much of a. I don't know. I just didn't. I didn't get the same feeling that I got with the other Matrix movies. Shit, even with 3, it kind of felt like it was a part of the world. But 3 felt like, the 4 essentially felt like it was just completely disconnected. It felt like it was out of the loop. I don't know if you've seen it yet.
no, I have, but it's one of those things like where you have to take the premise of the series, and you have to see how whether it evolves or devolves or stays the same. What I mean by that is, okay, look at the Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the Fellowship, the Two Towers, the Return of the King. Mm-hmm. Some people think of those as a trilogy. I think of it as just one long movie.
Mm-hmm.
Like, technically, John Wick was a trilogy. Now it's going to franchise with Chapter 4. Now, once again, if you watch all 4 John Wicks, you might think of that as a trilogy. Excuse me, you might think of them as a trilogy, or you might think of them as one long movie. Certain movies you can't necessarily do that with because the dynamic changes. For example, look at the Pirates of the Caribbean.
Because they don't all take place within chronological order. It's like they take place close to the same time, but if you look at movies like John Wick, and Lord of the Rings, they pick up where the last movie left off.
Right.
On the other hand, Pirates of the Caribbean takes place. There's one movie where it fucking takes place before the Black Pearl, and then or it takes place a few years later, I see that.
Let's see, or what's another recent example? Another thing also is like some movies, the more you do with the franchise, the more you hurt it.
Fast and Furious.
Perfect example. Like we were just talking about this whole thing with Indiana Jones. Like, is it necessary? No. Are they going to do it? Yes. Look at Resident Evil.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched the Netflix release, but I heard that even wasn't that good.
And it's like, here's my thing that I think is crazy. You take something like Resident Evil, you got characters that are established, characters that are beloved, characters that are cool, and then you turn all those characters into side characters for the sake of a whole new character. And then they barely interact with the actual character, or the fans of the series don't get a chance to interact with them.
Shit, Mortal Kombat, the new one that just came out.
Perfect example.
You introduce this new character, Cole, who has zero bearing on any of the prior established Mortal Kombat lore.
And then they take characters who are beloved or just getting started and they kill them off. So it's like,
they fucking killed Kano. How do you kill Kung Lao? How do you kill Kung Lao?
And we still ain't seen motherfuckers like Shonuff. I said Shonuff. Oh my God.
What's Shao Kahn?
Shao Kahn is what I meant to say. I said Shonuff. Oh
Shit.
God.
Oh God. Oh shit.
We oh God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh fuck.
We still ain't seen people like Shao Kahn. We still ain't seen Katana.
Did we?
But no. We
No, we
saw
didn't.
Melina. We didn't see Katana.
Oh, you're right. Yeah.
Like, as far as the roster of Mortal Kombat characters goes, there's like another 30 characters we ain't seen.
Yeah, they bring characters that are literally damn near main characters, like Sonya and Blade. Shit, we should have been this first movie. Hell, if anything, if they wanted to do anything like this, they should have brought Johnny Cage as the main character for this movie.
Him too. Shit. We had a movie with Raiden and Shang Tsung, and neither one of them fought.
Holy shit! I didn't even realize that. Yeah, Raiden and Shang Tsung never didn't even fight each other.
They didn't fight anyone, period. Did we even see Raiden electrocute somebody?
Holy shit! And then we only see in Scorpion, who is literally the number one beloved character in all of Mortal Kombat lore. You show anybody a picture of him, they know who that is. Literally only has 2 moments in the entire film. 2 moments. 2 of them. The beginning and the end. Same thing with Sub-Zero. Literally, they are literally 2 of the most profound characters aside from Raiden in the movie, and they get barely any shine time whatsoever. And the one bit of shine time that we get Kung Lao, who is literally, to me, one of the strongest human characters in the whole fucking franchise.
See,
Gets murked, and I don't get me wrong. I understand. A part of me understands why they took him. They took him out because they knew that there was going to be no movie if they kept him. He was the shit. Like literally, everyone else getting their ass beat. Everyone else is getting their ass beat. Yet Liu Kang, the first fight he ends, fatality. He got one fight, got one killing, and then immediately died. Because as we all know, as much as I appreciate and love Liu Kang, Kung Lao was the real chosen one.
the descendant of the great Kung Lao.
The great Kung Lao.
So, like I said, once again, as long as they stay on the right path with the shit they're doing, they're golden.
Yeah, John Wick is gonna be. And again, shit. After this, we may not see another John Wick movie for a little while.
Well, here's the thing. Let's not forget, this movie was technically supposed to be out 3 years ago.
Yeah, and COVID fucked.
Yeah, this movie was supposed to be out. This movie was supposed to come out in 2020.
Mm.
And here's another thing too. Like I was saying with the continuity issues, the John Wick franchise was the first 3 movies is the span of like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So we haven't been told how much time is between 3 and 4, but I'm gonna imagine it's been a little bit of time.
Not even. I wouldn't even say that. Because at the end of 3, he was still on a mission.
Said, I don't know about you, but I am pissed off. He said, "You pissed off, John? Are you?" Yeah.
And like, so wait, and that's what's really fucking scary. He did all this shit over a dog. All this over a dog. So you telling me he wasn't pissed already? That is fucking terrifying. So you're telling me he was just angry and upset about his dog? And
Once again,
now he's pissed? Oh, Lord
if they had
Jesus.
just let the man mourn, all this could have been avoided.
All like my boy when he saw when John Leguizamo's character saw John walk in. Well, first off, when he saw the car, he was like, "Do you fucking know whose car this is?
Where'd you get this
No, get
car?
it, get it out, get the fuck out, get out. I'm not dying because you want to be fucking stupid. Get out, get the fuck out, get out." And you know what? I feel bad for the dude's dad. Like, he was just going about his life, doing his damn thing, chilling, making money. He didn't have to die.
He called John Leguizamo. He goes, "Yes, Aurelio speaking. I understand you struck my son." "Yes, sir, I did." "And may I ask why you thought that was acceptable?" "Well, that's because your son stole John Wick's car, sir, and killed his dog." "He what?"
Repeat that one more time. Say
"He
it again.
what?" He said, "Yeah. He stole his car, sir, and killed his dog." "Oh, oh no."
Just a, oh no. Oh fuck.
He
Oh
walks
shit.
back in. He speaks to the head of security. "Have you seen my son? Get him up here now."
Like the sheer fear in his voice was just like, fuck. Like some Henry Cavill, The Witcher. Fuck. I'm really, he knew he was dead. He knew that he was dead because like I understand why he did, because at the end he's like, at the end of the day, fuck that's my son. I can't and at this point I gotta at least attempt to have his back. Because if I just let because in his position of power, if he let somebody walk over and just kill his son like that, like it's gonna make him look weak. It's gonna make his ops be like, oh, we can just do whatever we want to this nigga.
He killed 3 men in a bar fight with a pencil.
With a pencil. And then after he says that, like when his son starts to understand what's about to happen to him, like he's just like, fuck. Oh shit. See, now I can't remember. Whatever happens to the other two dudes that he's with? Did John murk them too?
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't remember that. Was
The
that
one dude, the one dude he kills in the club, he like kicks his knee out and drowns him in the sink. And then the other dude he shoots in the head while he's playing video games.
Yeah, because they will hold up in that warehouse kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
He had his headphones on, playing video games. He turns his head just as the bullet passes through his head. I was like, oh.
Mm-hmm. This movie's gonna be amazing.
I can't wait.
I can't fucking wait. I can't wait. Like the way I'm feeling about this John Wick movie is it kills me, and I hate to say it, is the way I'm feeling about the Flash movie. Because like I will continue to say it. I do not agree with Ezra Miller as the Flash at all. I don't agree with Ezra Miller as an actor in general. Even when he was in even when they were in Fantastic Beasts, I did that. It was the acting was just bad.
Fantastic what?
Fantastic Beasts, the Harry Potter spinoff.
We don't talk about Bruno.
What? Okay, hold on. The first one was good. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them was good. I thought it was great. It was a fun movie, especially with the final reveal. the final reveal of Grindelwald being fucking Johnny Depp. Come on now, that was gold. That was gold.
The
First
only
off,
thing,
Colin Farrell's a good actor. I like him. I like him a lot. And he played that role very good. And just to find out that Colin Farrell is actually Johnny Depp, come on now. That's fucking dope. That's dope. I thought that was dope. Number 2, no. Number 2, Number 2 was definitely a nope for me. It was definitely a nope for me.
I am all right with number 2 for 2 reasons. Two reasons.
Mm-hmm.
One is the beautiful, lovely, and talented Zoe Kravitz, who steals my breath every time I see her on screen.
Okay.
Number 2 is the fact that Johnny Depp playing Gillard Grindelwald is probably one of the best performances I've seen, and it's probably one of the best performances I've seen in the last decade. Because I believe he's the fanatical cult leader. I believe he's that guy.
I 100%. I agree with you. Me, I was just talking about the writing in general. That's like I don't know. I feel like the plot really didn't make too much sense, but no, like absolutely. I thought the acting was good, aside for Ezra Miller.
Well, the whole thing with him being the lost Dumbledore, and it's like how, like that's once again that's a continuity issue, because we all know you. Hold on, I'm gonna test your Harry Potter lore real quick. You know that Grindelwald and Dumbledore were in love with one another, correct?
Unfortunately, yes.
Right. So it's explained that Dumbledore, Aberforth, forgive me if I said that correctly, if I said that incorrectly, his brother, and Grindelwald got into a duel over their sister, because their sister was an Obscurus.
Yep.
That resulted in their sister's death.
Yep.
So it's supposed to be with the fact that one of the siblings dying drew such a powerful division between these two friends who were potentially lovers, and this same person and his brother, and they have a whole nother sibling who was never mentioned. Doesn't make sense. That's just like this whole thing with John Cena being a Toretto. Like, wait, what?
There's a lot of things about that point that doesn't make sense. Because first off, since when are the Torettos Dominican?
Well, they're often seen. Well, you hear them speaking Spanish on a few occasions.
In the first movie?
No, not in the first movie. I'm talking throughout the movies.
Yeah, but when?
I remember he spoke a little bit when they were in 4, when they were in Dominican Republic.
But that's what I'm saying. In 4, that's when we first find out that they're Dominican. So okay, all right. So Dom being, even then, this is something that has never. This is something that what bothered me is like, one, it was never explained prior to this. It was never explained. It never explained prior to 4. Prior to them going to the DR, it was never explained. Right? And then after that, he's like, "Oh yeah, this is my cousin." The kid that that he raced the Dominican dude for was apparently his cousin. So I'm like, okay, I'll take it. I'll take that. I'll take that. Because David said when he was in Brazil. So it was even before that, when he was in Brazil, he's like, "You're in my home now, Brazil." I'm like, okay. Oh, so at first I was like, "Oh, they're Brazilian. He's a Brazilian. He got Brazilian heritage." But then he's like, "Oh, it's my Dominican cousin." Huh?
It might be one of those. It might just be one of those things like where they're mutts in there for they got all kinds of stuff inside them.
That's also a possibility too. So like I said, I was like, all right, I'll take that. I'll take that too. I'll take that.
Because I
John Cena being his brother.
I always thought they were Italian. Honestly,
what happened?
I said I always thought they were Italian.
Me too. Me too. I want 100%. I did too. Because Joanna Brewster, like they all have they have that skin tone. It worked. Maybe okay, Brazilian heritage. Okay, it can work as well. But now when you bring John Cena into it as his blood brother, same mother and father. Now I can see maybe if it was a different mother, I can get that. I can get that too. But same mother and father, John Cena, who was white as hell, playing someone of Hispanic descent bothers the shit out of me. Bothers the shit out of me.
Hey, you
That just
never know. He could be 1/8 Puerto Rican.
Sir.
No, we're not.
No.
We're not. Okay.
Nope. Because then again, now you got three different Hispanic heritages. First he says he's Brazilian, then he's like, "Oh, this is my cousin. We're Dominican." And then we're 1/8 Puerto Rican. What the fuck? What the fuck? Bro, and then and they was in Mexico. Next thing you'll come to find out, Phoenix was Phoenix was actually his fucking like long lost brother. These days, long lost sister, now brother. Like,
Okay. Now you're dragging it.
They're dragging it. They sent two niggas to space in a car with jets on the back. They're stretching it. They're dragging it. They're on 10. 10. And the man that supposedly killed his best friend is now a part of his team.
Yeah. Like I said, continuity issues. Listen, motherfuckers need to learn from heroes and just let the villain be the villain sometimes.
Amen. Like, and even then, bro, there's a whole continuity hole when first, okay, boom, we got Fast and Furious. Great movie, good movie. Realistic? Not really. Okay, boom. Because Nas doesn't really make you go that fast, and they're only supposed to be a quarter mile. They're driving a quarter mile for 10 minutes. No. A quarter mile, especially with the cars that they were driving, that quarter mile. Come on now, dude. They're drag racing. A drag race is a quarter mile. At least the standard drag race is a quarter mile.
And they're trying to go that quarter mile in 10 seconds.
Exactly. And he wants a 10-second or less car. Boy, why did that first race? You want a 10-second or less car? You didn't even have a 10-second or less car. You were doing that whole first drag race for 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Come on now. All right, whatever. Boom. Fast and Furious 1. Cool. Too Fast, Too Furious. I enjoyed the shit out of that movie. I thought Too Fast, Too Furious was good as hell. It was good as hell. Tokyo Drift. I don't care what nobody says. I liked it. It was good. I felt like it was a good introduction, because into drifting for a lot of the non-car people in America. It was good. But then and then boom, you have Hyundai, boom, and then you bring Dominic Toretto at the end in the in credit scene, as a friend of Hans. Cool. But then it gets really, really wonky when you look at the timeline of it all. Because if you look at it, let's see, when did they brought, so they bring in the connection between Han and Dom in, what was it, 5, 6, 5 and 6, and
No,
no.
it's revealed that Dom and Han were working together in Fast and Furious #4. So the way the timeline goes chronologically, the timeline goes The Fast and the Furious,
Mm-hmm.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
Mm-hmm.
There's a short that shows Dom
Um,
and Letty reuniting in the Dominican Republic. I forget what that short is called. Then there's Fast and Furious, Fast 5, Fast 6, and then
the events
Furious,
of Tokyo,
then Tokyo Drift.
then Tokyo Drift, and then 7 is when they introduced um no, Ian, because Owen was played by Orlando Bloom.
Wait, what?
No. His first name's Orlando. There's a lot. I know a lot of Orlandos. I know Orlando Brown. I know Orlando Bloom. I know Orlando. God damn it, man! Google has been my best friend for a while. Tonight, give me a sec. Because like I said, it just doesn't make it. Just
I don't
so
know. I don't know what character you're talking about.
the one that Letty was rolling with after she lost her memory,
Talking about Owen Shaw.
Owen Shaw, and then Jason Statham was Ian
Jason Statham was Deckard Shaw.
Deckard. Where am I getting Ian Shaw from? Where the fuck did I get Ian Shaw from? Deckard, yeah, Deckard Shaw. That was his name. I was calling him Ian Shaw, but yeah. And then that's when it's revealed that that's when it's revealed that Deckard Shaw was the one that actually killed Han in the first place.
Yes.
And then Hobbs had the problem with Deckard because Deckard broke in to get information about Dom and murked his team and killed the chick that he loved.
But once again, you want to know? See, this is what I talk about with the continuity issues because this is the thing that keeps bothering the shit out of me. So Phoenix got sent to kill Eddie after she ran after the whole cartel deal, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yet for whatever reason he couldn't double tap that bitch and put her down, right? So all he technically had to do was tell Vin Diesel, like, "Yo, your girl's still alive. I didn't kill her," and all that shit could have been avoided. And
He would have been a
Shaw
part of the team too.
and Shaw knew she wasn't dead because Shaw found out about it and went to kill her himself, and that's when he found out she had amnesia.
What the fuck, bro? All I want to do is watch a movie about niggas racing cars. All I wanted was a movie about niggas racing cars. And in turn, they give me niggas going to space in a car. Like in the trailer for 10, I'm already seeing bullshit. Like usually the trailers don't show you any wild ass bullshit except for Hobbs and Shaw with the whole helicopters and fucking the Samoans with all the fucking why were there what there's so I'm just trying to understand why does Hawaii have so many goddamn tow trucks? They have like 5, 6 tow trucks. Where did their family get that many damn tow trucks? Why are so many people in Hobbs' family tow truck drivers?
Maybe it's a Samoan stereotype. I don't know.
I've never heard of that. And I'm really, really in tune with the Hawaiian, Polynesian, and Samoan, culture. I'm really into that shit. I never heard no stereotype about Samoans being tow truck drivers. So like, and then The random ass Ryan Reynolds. First off, I feel like at first I thought Hobbs and Shaw was the most outlandish ass shit that I had seen, and then they released 9. Like I saw Hobbs and Shaw in theaters.
Why? Why?
Because I was interested. I think I've seen quite a few Fast and Furious movies because at this point I'm invested. I'm invested in this point. I'm invested. I've seen every Fast and Furious movie, every last one of them, multiple times. I saw Hobbs and Shaw in theaters. Shit, I saw no. Did I see the last one in theaters? I know for a fact I saw 6 in theaters. I saw 6 in theaters. And I'm not gonna lie, I cried. I cried a little bit. I don't care. I cried. Or was it 7 that they got they were in the middle of doing when Paul died?
7.
It was 7. Yeah, I saw 7 in theaters. Not gonna lie. I cried. Absolutely. But like I don't know. Again, prime example of a movie franchise that just should have stopped at 3. Hell, I'll even give it 4. And now 10 is circling all the way back to the Rio heist.
Yeah. Where apparently Jason Momoa is related to this dude that they jacked.
Apparently Jason Momoa was in one of the trucks that they smacked off the bridge. Yeah. Yep. Apparently, because in one scene they showed the truck going off and him hitting the water.
Yeah.
So how much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? By the end of this movie, Jason Momoa is a part of the Fast team.
He better not be.
This is supposed to be the last movie. Supposed to be the last, and only reason why I accept the fact that they're doing 10 is because Vin Diesel is respecting Paul Walker's wishes. Because Paul wanted to go to 10. And he openly said it, and I know this is true because I watched the interview when he openly said that he's like, bro, he's like 10. I think 10 will be good. So 9 or 10 will be good. So I take it because they're paying respect and paying dues. But Lord Jesus, don't let there be another goddamn Fast and Furious movie after this. Please don't let there be another Fast and I don't even want any spin-offs.
Well, they claimed that they were in talks of giving Tyrese and Ludacris their own spinoff.
No, I don't even like Tyrese's character anymore. Shit, I don't even like Tyrese anymore.
Like, Luda's character.
What was that? You cut out. Like Luda's character, I like Luda's character. I personally like Luda's character. Didn't like how they made the switch from him being like organized in all the races. Essentially, he was a Hector, and then now have him being this hacker computer genius. I did not like that switch, but after a while, I was like, all right, whatever, I'll take it. You know, we need a smart black man in these franchises. We can't just have Tyrese run around yelling stupid shit all the time. So I get it. All right, whatever. I'll take Luda as the smart brainy dude. But I just don't think I feel like there's too many characters now. There's too many characters. Cause look, we got Dom. We got Letty. We got Dom's sister. Oh, Mia. We got Mia. We got Brian still somewheres. All right. We got Tyrese, Ludacris. We got what was her name? The hacker chick. I forget her name.
Ramsey.
We got Ramsey. We got his brother now. What was his brother's name? What is his brother's
Whose
name?
brother?
Dom's brother. What was John Cena play? What was his name again?
Oh, Jacob.
We got Jacob. We
Oh,
got Han back.
let's not forget Mr. Nobody.
Oh, Mr. Nobody. Well, isn't he dead?
Well,
We don't know. We don't know. They never said if he was dead or not.
There's Little Nobody,
Yeah.
or Less Than Nobody, whatever his name was. I think it's Clint Eastwood's son.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood's son. That's 10 right there. And we're not even mentioning
Shaw.
Yeah, yep.
Let's
Hobbs
see.
and no, not Hobbs anymore, because Hobbs The Rock said he's done. He will never work with Vin Diesel again. He said.
Let's not forget who was it? Leo and Santos?
Yeah, so now what, we're at 13.
And then Gal Gadot, her character, who she died.
Yeah, no. I'm talking about people that are actually that are like a living a part of the squad now.
Listen, they're gonna. I'm telling you, I bet you a paycheck they're gonna bring Gal Gadot back.
That's not a lot of money, but sure. Our paychecks aren't a lot of money, but sure. You know what? I believe it. I fucking believe it. I feel like the only reason I did kill her character off is because she's doing Wonder Woman. Bro, I wouldn't be surprised if next they're like, all right, boom, Ben Affleck. I wouldn't be surprised if you look at all these big movies, it's literally the same. You're seeing the same actors over and over. Shit, I wouldn't be surprised if randomly fucking they had a cameo from Leonardo DiCaprio.
What?
Bro, at this point, I don't put nothing past this movie franchise. I put nothing past this movie franchise anymore.
Yeah, sure. We're gonna bring in Squidward and fucking Jesus Christ and Bender and all these other characters too while we're at it.
Dude, do you understand the fact that I've been waiting on a Fast and Furious Jurassic World crossover?
What?
They're made by the same studio.
Nigga, that doesn't mean it should happen.
I didn't say that.
All right.
Again, in the words of Jeff Goldblum, just because you can doesn't mean you should. But they've been doing it.
This just went Freddy versus Jason. This just went Alien versus Predator. Why?
Yeah. Listen, I don't. No. Don't put Alien versus Predator in there because they actually built continuity to make it make sense, to make them work together. They Freddy versus Jason, they built continuity for it to work together. Okay, I actually like Freddy versus Jason. I thought it was good. All right, they actually made them shits work together, but. Because Universal, I think Universal is the only one that doesn't have a joint universe yet. Legacy has the Godzilla. No, they tried. Universal tried because Universal has the rights to all the monster movies. They tried with the Mummy. They tried. It was supposed to be the Mummy. It was supposed to be the Mummy, Wolfman, and Dracula Untold. Those were the first three that was supposed to be their individual movies until they end up bringing them all together. All there was missing was Frankenstein. All there was missing was Frankenstein's monster, and who's the big ones? It's Wolfman, Dracula, the Mummy, Frankenstein's monster, the Invisible Man. Those are supposed to be there are 5 starting movies, and then they're all supposed to come together like League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. So I don't put it past Universal to be like, let's see. Jurassic World has now all the dinosaurs are a part of the world. Who can Chris Pratt team up with to help them track down all these dinosaurs? You know what? They need help. Dominic Toretto.
Oh my God.
Fuck it. Dominic Toretto is gonna drift the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
What? Wouldn't have be the better choice, but whatever.
we're gonna see Han eating chips while he's riding a fucking Velociraptor.
Oh my god, I can't. I fucking can't.
He said no Velociraptors faster than family. I'm telling you, bro. I was waiting on it. I was waiting to see Dominic Toretto fucking chasing a Velociraptor through the streets of San Francisco in his fucking Charger. Oh, dude, I'm telling you, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I would pay money to see that shit though.
I wouldn't.
Because that's the only reason why I'm paying money to see the Fast movies, anyways. Just to see the level of ridiculous shit that they do next. That's the only reason I went to see the last movie. That's the only reason I went to see Hobbs and Shaw.
Well,
Because I wanted to see the level of fuckery that they're on now.
Hobbs
At this point, they're on level 10. They're level 10 of fuckery.
and Shaw was good to me because of Idris Elba. I think Idris Elba played a great villain.
Oh, absolutely. Idris Elba's he plays a great villain in anything he in. Anytime he plays a villain, he plays an awesome fucking villain.
So look at
Elba.
a Black Superman.
It's Idris fucking Elba, dude. But see, what I would like, even though I'm not saying Hobbs and Shaw was a bad movie at all. I thought it was a good movie. I just felt like there was a lot of outlandish fuckery shit. But I would like them to expand more on that story because clearly there was somebody that Idris Elba's character was working for.
Right.
So there's a higher there's a whole nother level that franchise that spin-off franchise can actually go to, which I'm interested. I would like to know what's above that, because apparently there's a whole organization above that, because I think that's why Owen Shaw is no longer in the franchise, because I believe Deckard said he had to kill him because he started doing like dark shit and got involved with Idris Elba's people.
Nah, I don't remember that part.
He said something about him having to kill his own brother or some shit like that. Again, I'll rewatch it. I'll rewatch it because I don't mind rewatching Hobbs and Shaw. I thought it was a decent movie. It was decent. It wasn't bad at all. I was thoroughly entertained, and there was quite a few jokes and laughing moments and stuff like that. But again, and that also brings back the point of what I had just said about like all these big movies having the same actors in it. Because look, Ryan Reynolds was in Hobbs and Shaw. Ryan Reynolds worked with The Rock already, right?
Right.
And then what do we have come out? Red Notice, The Rock and fucking Ryan Reynolds buddy cop movie. Right? And then if you look at a lot of the people that are now now we have Brie Larson is suspected to be Brian's sister in the new in Fast 10. Now they're adding Brie Larson as a part of the squad.
Yeah, and I think that's a mistake too because I'm not a fan of hers.
I'm not either. No, honestly, that's kind of what it all started for me with Captain Marvel. That made me not a fan of her. What was that? And again, if you look at Brie Larson before she was a part of the MCU, who did she work with before she was a part of the MCU? Tom Hiddleston in Kong.
Okay.
Tom Hiddleston was already Loki when he did Kong. And next thing we know, we see his co-star is now a part of the MCU. It's a conspiracy, man. It's a conspiracy, dude.
Tom Hiddleston actually originally auditioned for the part of Loki.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what?
He didn't initially audition for the part of Loki.
Yeah,
part of Thor.
Yeah, that's why I was like, wait, what? And even then, interestingly enough, Liam actually had gotten the part for Thor before Chris. But something, something had happened, and they ended up not giving it to Liam, Chris's little brother. They ended up not giving it to him, and then Chris ended up auditioning for the role, and they ended up giving it to him. But yeah, it was that. Yeah, he actually. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that role, Thor, was actually supposed to be Liam Hemsworth, not Chris Hemsworth. Mm-hmm. And now, if you look at that, I don't know. There's just, dude. It's just. I feel like it's a big ass conspiracy, bro. Everyone's helping everyone else get jobs and gets work, which I'm cool with. I'm fine with. Like that makes sense. And you got to help your people out, help your friends out. But like now, it's starting to oversaturate. Like I feel like certain actors are starting to become oversaturated now.
Well, that'll be fine until they have to pay motherfuckers, $10 million for 3 minutes of screen time.
Yeah, that's why Robert Downey Jr. is gone. That's why they said, "All right, Rob, we're good now. We're good now." Like Robert Downey Jr. was getting paid millions of dollars a movie, millions of dollars a movie. When his first paycheck was only a few $100,000. It was only a few $100,000, a few $100,000 for the first Iron Man movie, and then now by Endgame, they were paying him multiple millions of dollars. The same thing with the original Avengers cast. That's why they're starting to start switching people out now. Because like niggas is listen, yeah, we making bread now, but not that much money.
Shit,
Now we have 5-6 different actors that were paying multiple millions of dollars. So now a few billion of our budget is going to the actors alone. So now they have to worry about, all right, yeah, we want the star-studded cast, but now because we want the star-studded cast, our quality of movie is gonna suffer because now we don't have the budget to get the CGI graphics that we want, this and that. We can't put the production value into it. Got the star-studded cast, but we don't pay the cast or we don't pay the production team. So now niggas are getting the boot.
Yeah.
One last thing before we go. Since we talked about Vin Diesel and we're talking about films that just need to stop. I think we touched on it in the last episode. The Chronicle Riddick. It just I'm not looking forward to this next movie.
Wow.
The Riddick films, I'm not looking forward to them anymore. Pitch Black, cult classic, masterpiece. Chronicles of Riddick, also great. Riddick was little. Oh, there we go. He's back. You still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
There you go. Riddick was literally a rehash of Pitch Black.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the purpose was of that or what they were trying to go with that. Because apparently it was originally supposed to be titled Dead Man Stalking. And it was supposed to be that he came under the path of these bounty hunters while dealing with the coup from the necromongers. So it's like he wound up being stuck on this planet, being hunted by everyone involved while there was some catastrophe going on the planet. But it was like that was what ended up happening more or less, but it's like it just didn't work well in continuity of what it was they were trying to do. So it was just
Yeah. And again, like I said, what upsets me is again because it's literally that's pretty much the same premise as Pitch Black. The same premise as Pitch Black. They crash land on the planet. He's been captured. crash land on this planet, and now he's the one that has to make that has to keep everyone alive. Same thing with Riddick. He's arrested. Now they have to rely on the convict to keep them all alive. So it just it just really bothers me because it's like you have an awesome character, a great character. You have an entire galaxy or universe, whatever, that you can build on. Chronicles of Riddick, I felt was the beginning of something awesome. Was the beginning of something great. But then Vin Diesel got his hands on it. He bought the rights to Riddick. Riddick is his now. He bought the rights to Riddick. And now I feel like it's going down the same path that the Fast and Furious did. He bought Fast and the Furious from Universal, and it's just gone downhill. And it bothers me. I hate seeing great movies and great franchises go down the drain because of money grab.
Well, that and another big problem is that there's shit. The last Riddick movie was 10 years ago.
And before that, it was about before Riddick Chronicles of Riddick was like what?
2004.
Exactly. Was even further back than that. Almost further back than that. And it's I don't know. I also feel like if you have to spend 10 years on a script, if you have to spend 10 years on a script,
that shit better be excellent.
It better be fucking excellent. Because we have bro, Wakanda Forever was a great movie. And again, they had to rewrite the whole fucking script pretty much in 2 years. And it was and we all agree it was a good movie. But you spent 10 years writing one script, and it honestly, the last Riddick movie was trash. In my eyes. Other people may have their own opinion, but to be honestly, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. And we all know what happens when films get stuck in a production hell. They end up not being good.
They either end up not being good, not being made, or being pushed through, and either the critics love it and the fans hate it, or the fans hate it and the critics love it.
Yep. Now saying that, I believe John Wick is going to be good, even though it was technically in a production hell, but the movie was done. The movie was done. Like even then, at least the movie was done. The script was done before it went into production hell. So I don't count it as production hell. They just had to keep delaying it. You know, I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot going on within the movie world that just needs to be fixed. Hollywood just needs to slow down, take a beat, take a moment, and just like realize that, yo, listen, one, you're putting the same actors in these movies over and over. So now you're oversaturating these actors. You're starting to oversaturate the industry with the same movies to the point where there's about to be no more original ideas. And that's why Everything Everywhere All at Once did so well, because it was such a unique and original movie. It was a long ass movie. I'm not gonna lie. I fell asleep during watching it. I'm not gonna lie, but I woke up like towards the end, and I woke up and I saw bitches with hot dogs for fingers. And that shit threw me all the way off. Not mind you, you're watching something niggas is martial art fighting, kicking ass. Yeah. You doze off, you fall asleep, and you're watching the same movie. Next thing you know, niggas got hot dogs for fingers.
What?
Yeah. There's a universe. So in Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, there's a universe where humans have hot dogs for fingers. I said I dozed off when niggas were kicking ass. I woke up to hot dog fingers.
Just could have been worse. Bitches could have had cheddar biscuit ass cheeks.
I'm not gonna make a comment on that because I like me some cheddar biscuits. I love me some cheddar biscuits. But yeah, it was a weird movie, but it was unique. It was great. But yeah, there's no more originality at this point. It's getting to the point of no more originality. And in order to survive, you have to do extreme ass shit like what Fast and Furious is doing just outlandish, seeing how crazy they can fucking go and have people still watch the movie. So at this point, it's either you're doing superhero movies, you're making movies that are absolutely outlandish, or you're not making movies at all. I feel like every movie that I've watched so far has either been a superhero movie or just absolutely outlandish to the point of holy shit, whoa. That to the point they're making money off of wow factor and shock factor. Yeah.
Which is a possibility.
Yep. So yeah. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, you have just witnessed the longest episode of the Super Breakdown to date. I really appreciate you guys for watching. We appreciate you guys for listening. If you guys have, questions, comments, concerns about anything we said, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share on the Super Breakdown Facebook page. I want to give another shout out to our sponsors, W Energy Drinks. If you guys are interested in an energy drink that will give you more focus, less crash, and less jitters, no additives, no dyes, no extra fillers, just caffeine and vitamins. Please check out W at www.w.gg. Check out all their products. I've tried it myself. I vouch for them. I give you a testimonial. It tastes great. It gives you so much damn energy. I was going for a day and a half and I was able to sleep properly. Normally, when you get an energy drink, you're hyped up, jittery, you can't sleep. No, I was able to focus on my day, get everything done that I needed to get done in the day, go to sleep at night, and woke up still focused. So if you guys are interested, absolutely check it out, guys. W.gg. When you guys hit that checkout and you head over to checkout, put in hashtag TSB 2023. That's hashtag TSB 2023 and get yourself 10% off your next order. Thank you guys. And that has been the Super Breakdown. I'm your host, Power Maximus. And we are here with the one, the only, everyone's favorite demigod, Lord. Triage. Thank you, brother. I thank you for taking the time. Like, bro, we're literally been going on for 3 hours, dude.
Yeah, I know. I'm aware. But that's why
yeah, I kept looking up at the time, like, we are still going. Shit, we are still going. All right, guys. We'll catch you guys not next Sunday, but the Sunday after the next. Please tune in. We got a lot more going for you guys. Peace.